Good evening to all of you. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Waiting for everyone to join. Just that logged in 2-3 minutes earlier. Waiting for everybody to join in. Huh? We will start after 5 minutes. Good evening. Good evening. Wait for 4-5 minutes. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. We will start after 2-3 minutes. Just wait. Good evening. Good evening. We will start after 2-3 minutes, just giving time if anybody else will want to join so that nobody will be missing anything. Okay. Good evening. Good evening. बढ़िया. Good one. But background वही है. Same room, same place, same studio, same material, same faculty, same laptop, same computer, same camera, everything same. सब कुछ सेम है, बस पीछे ग्रीन क्लोथ नहीं है, जो एक्चुअल फैक्ट है पीछे वही दिख रहा है। गुड इवनिंग, गुड इवनिंग। We'll start in next 2 to 3 minutes. Last 1 minute more. Starting in after next 1 minute. Within 1 minute, we'll start. Sorry, 30 seconds. We'll be starting at 20.05. Given 5 minutes grace if anybody joining. Okay, so let's start. First of all, before starting anything, my request to all of you, read this portion. I think the screen is legible to all of you. एक बार इसको रीड करिए. Please everybody read it in next 2 to 3 minutes. Once the reading is complete, please say in the chat box, yes, reading done. Or you can say D, done. D for done. Once the reading is done, please say in the chat box, D for done, D. Once the reading is done, please say in the chat box D, D for done. Okay. Others also. Others also. Please, today the communication will be possible in chat only. Okay, good. Why I'm asking this to read? Because there are two types of students. One, those who have given ACCA skill level exams. Other subjects, maybe financial reporting, financial management, auditing, taxation. There are many subjects. Maybe somebody has given exams earlier for ACCA skill level. Maybe somebody has given exam for a skill level exam in March only. That means last week. Somebody gave exam on Friday, somebody gave exam on Monday, Tuesday. So what is the earliest time that you can start preparation for a new subject? For those type of student, those who have given the exam in the last week, because the exams, and there are some students, those who gave the exam, but they were giving exam on demand, sitting in home, remote basis, but the exam could not be concluded. So they need to give the exam this week again. So there are some students whose exams is not yet complete, whose exams are still left. But if I will ask, if somebody has given exam in the month of March for skill level, what is the earliest time that the student can start study for the new subject? What is the earliest time that the student can start study for the new subject? You need to say 10th of March, 10, 11, 12, 10, 11, 12. Please chat in the chat box. Don't type so much, just short form, abbreviation. If somebody gave exam for skill level, any paper, then what is the earliest time that the student can start study the new subject? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, what? Please chat in the chat box. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. What is the earliest time that you can start preparing for the new subject? Please, I am waiting for the chat by at least some of the good students. Not that those who are not chatting, they are bad, but want engagement in the class. 10, 11, 12, 13, please. 12. So today is 12 only. Then others, 15. Okay. So Neelam want to wait for 3 days. Okay. Then Swayam 15. Okay. Okay. Fadafat. Please. I know that in YouTube, chat takes time to deliver. But still, acha, curious buddy, 10. Acha, then you were 2 days late. I'm saying that there are some students who gave exam in March. They will be telling that the studying, not with the classes, forget about the classes, my classes or any organization, any tutor classes, maybe the self-study. The students should start once their exam is over. Now, if somebody gave exam last week on Monday, some paper which was exam for last week on Monday, then to they are already late, they should have started study. But if somebody gave exam last week on Friday, then I think 2 days we should enjoy. 2 days, Saturday, Sunday, we should enjoy, and we should start study from Monday. So if we are starting Tuesday, we are already 1 day late. But I think that 1 or 2 days hardly matter so much. But if somebody has not given exam in March, then when that student should start study for the new subject. Like we have so many students in our classes. I taught FM subject. The FM subject, I think there were around 90, 100 students were there. How many has appeared for the exam? Around 15, 20. 80 students have not given the exam. Why? I don't know. Why they have not given the exam in March, I can't say anything. They skipped the March exam. What purpose? Most of them will say that I had my family issue, this, that. I'm not saying they are wrong. But then most of them will be saying family problem. Somebody will be saying that maybe suppose office pressure, March ending, quarter ending, financial year ending. So the extra office pressure is there. because of which I couldn't study, and because of which I have not given the exam. I had not given the exam in the month of March. That means the student is already in the ACCA curriculum, maybe with me as my student, or maybe as somebody else's student or self-study student. If they have not given exam, whether my student or not my student or anything, they were studying, but they skipped the exam for March. Then they had thought at that time, now I will study very well. Now next time I will be giving 2 subjects exam, the one which I have not given and the one I will study more. Now again understand, that is not going to happen automatically. Giving 2 subjects exam is a very big challenge in ACCA. If we are making 1 to 2 subjects, we are making ACCA as Indian course CA, CMA, CS. Because in Indian courses, we need to appear for 2, 3, 4 subjects together. So whenever we say that in ACCA, we will be appearing for 2 subjects, you are increasing your pressure. It's very difficult. I'm not saying impossible, but it will be very difficult to appear for 2 subjects in one go. There are some students who are starting their journey first time for ACCA. They have joined ACCA course, or maybe they are thinking of joining, and they are thinking that when we should start preparing for a particular subject so that we are well prepared for the exam. This answer, I am trying my level best to answer all of you. Not that this answer I am giving as a haphazard way. In a structured way, I want to give the answer so that it looks logical. It doesn't look illogical that I am saying something which is impossible. Because this is a question which I receive every day. And at least 20-25 students, at least. Some of them are taking classes from me. Somebody are not taking classes from me. They are saying they have taken somewhere else. Somebody are doing self-study. They are asking, sir, 3 महीने में preparation हो जाएगा? Can I prepare well? Whether I will be able to pass or not. ठीक है? Now, whether you are doing self-study or whether you are taking classes from somebody, the story will remain same. Total hour of study. If you refer your PM syllabus, I am not opening that file. If you refer your PM syllabus, then in the PM syllabus, there are around approximately 15 to 20 topics. 15 to 20 topics. In your PM syllabus, if you refer the institute guidelines, syllabus guidelines, then there are around 15 to 20 topics. Suppose approximately 20 topics. For one topic, on an average, the student can take, maybe they are taking self-study, doing self-study, 5 hours per topic. I am not saying every topic will take 5 hours. Suppose the chapter is variance analysis. There are advanced variances and all that. That topic cannot be completed in 5 hours. That will take 10-15 hours. But suppose there is a topic which is, what I should say, budgeting. Or maybe there is any topic which is relating with linear programming, or maybe learning curve, which is under risk management. They will be taking 3-4 hours only. They will not be taking your 10-15 hours. On an average, if I will take for one topic, whether you are taking classes from somebody, whether you are doing self-study, on an average, one topic will take 5 hours study. So 20 topic will take 100 hours. I'm just taking a thumb rule. Then if you study a topic once, 5 hours, doing some question, reading the study text, solving the questions and all that, if suppose 5 hours, I don't think so anybody, if you are a champion, then also just by studying 100 hours, completing all the topics, you are ready for the exam. You are not. Because you need to revise. And when you complete different topics, you tend to forget what you studied earlier. So revision is very must, is an important. And along with the revision, you need to solve mock papers, which are freely given on the institute website. So you need to study, you need to solve some mock papers. I will say 4 to 5 mock papers, which you read just now. So for five mock papers, if you solve 5 into 3, 15 hours, then you evaluate your answer with the model answers. That will also take approximately 10 hours, 15 plus 10, 25 hours. And the revision of whatever you have studied, I will say it will take around 25 hours. That means a logical study says that around 150 hours study. Obviously, for a different student, the study hour may be different. But it cannot be that somebody will say that, sir, I want to study 500 hours for a subject. That's not logical, man. And you cannot say that, sir, I will be able to study a particular subject in 50 hours. Impossible. I am teaching ACCA for more than 13, 14 years. And in my journey, I have taught this PM subject, I think in the classes more than 10 to 12 times. This is maybe 12, 13 time I am teaching the PM subject live. So I have taken in my classes always approximately 25 classes. Each class you can say around 3 hours. And some classes when I'm doing mock tests, mock papers, sometime I'm taking extra time. Maybe sometime I'm teaching 4 hours. Approximately I teach 80 hours. And I say to the student that you need to study self, same 80 hours. So 80, 80, 160 hours. That means the time required to complete one subject, maybe through self-study, maybe through a tutor, is around 150 to 200 hours. More than 200 hours, even though you have, you don't require. Believe me. अगर आपके पास 200 घंटे से ज्यादा है भी तो जरूरत नहीं है. 200 hours is the maximum you need to study to score world rank first, to score India rank in any subject of ACCA. आपको रैंक भी लाना है तो भी 200 घंटे ज्यादा से ज्यादा. Today is 12th March. Say suppose the exam will be on 6th of June. मान लीजिए. So 12th March to 30th March. Forget about 31. 18 days are there. April 30 days, that is 30 plus 18, 48 days. May 30 days, 48 plus 30, that is 78 days. And in June, 5 days. So 78 plus 5, 83 days. I am saying say approximately 85 days या पकड़िए भाई. Say it is 85 days. आप मान लीजिए 85 days. 85 days and if you consider maybe this is 160 to 200 hour. मान लीजिए आपका 2.5 hours से ज्यादा आएगा नहीं. Every day regular study 2.5 hours. Maybe you are a champion. Maybe you are an average student. Maybe you are a below average. Whatever category you are. The category doesn't decide the timing of your study. The category decides just 1 or 2% here and there timing. So from today, if you do self-study, then also you need to study on a day, 2 to 2.5 hours. 2 to 2.5 hours you need to study. आपको 2.5 hours study करना है. Now, if somebody will say that, sir, I am working professional, because in our classes 80% are working professional. तो भाई मेरे, आप अगर सुबह 7 बजे ऑफिस जाते हो, जो कि जाते नहीं हो, बट आप बोलोगे 7 o'clock ऑफिस जाते हो, तो क्या रात को 12 बजे आते हो क्या? ऐसा कोई ऑफिस नहीं होता. मे बी सम डे एक्स्ट्रा प्रेशर इज देयर, दैट इज नॉट अ नॉर्मल रूटीन. कोई भी ऑफिस में काम ज्यादा से ज्यादा 10 to 12 hours होता है. 10 hour नॉर्मल रूटीन है, 2 hours कभी कभी एक्स्ट्रा हो गया. आई एम कंसिडरिंग 12 hours. एंड एट द सेम टाइम मान लीजिए आपका ऑफिस बहुत दूर है, आपको 1 hour ट्रांजिट में लग जाता है, तो 12 plus 2 14 hours गॉन. 24 में से आपके पास 10 hours बचा. 10 hours में यू टेक 8 hours फॉर योर स्लीपिंग, फॉर enjoying with the family and all that. आपको बैलेंस 2 hours पढ़ना होगा. और अगर आपका ऑफिस का टोटल टाइम 14 hours नहीं है, 12 hours ही है, तो आपके पास फैमिली के साथ टाइम बिताने के लिए ज्यादा टाइम. आपको रेगुलरली 2.5 hours पढ़ना होगा. आप बोलेंगे टुडे देयर इज एक्स्ट्रा प्रेशर इन द ऑफिस, आई एम फीलिंग फैटिग, आई एम नॉट एबल. ये नहीं चलेगा. यू हैव टू स्टडी. देयर इज नो इफ्स एंड बट्स. If you are feeling pain, if you are having fever, if you are having cold cough or anything, हर दिन पढ़ना होएगा. You can't skip a single day without study. Maybe on a day you are studying half an hour, 40 minutes only. That need to be covered on some other day. On an average in a week, the study will be around 15 hours. If you are taking classes with me, then 5 to 6 hours live class. Out of 15 hour, my class timing is also considered. 2 to 3 hour will be the recording of those classes. Maybe you are a champion, but after the class, you need to do the recording, even though you are a champion. After doing the live class, say 6 hours, after doing the recording in 3 hours, the 2 hour you need to solve the same question which we have solved in the class. The same discussion which we have done in the class, you need to solve on your own. 2 hours, you will solve a new question which we have not solved in the class. And 2 hours, you will do revision every week. So 6 plus 3, 9 plus 2, 11 plus 2, 13 plus 2, 15. Approximately 15 to 16 hours. हर दिन का 2.5 hours, if you will count, it is coming 15 hours. Basically 15 घंटे आपको हर वीक पढ़ना है. अब वो आपका कॉल है कि you want to study Saturday, Sunday 5 hours each. And Monday to Friday, you will study 1 hour each. That's your call. I will not advise. Because Monday to Friday, you cannot study 1 hour each. That's very less. You should enjoy your Saturday, Sunday with your family. If you are married, with wife, husband, kids. If you are not married, then with your friends, relatives. You should not be showing to others that you are very busy. You should always be showing to others you are free. I always say to everybody, I am free. To my relatives, to my student, मैं खाली हूं भाई. मेरे को कोई प्रॉब्लम, मैं तो आप ही के लिए हूं. इंपॉर्टेंस अपने मन में अपना पैदा करिए, दूसरे के सामने नहीं. So 15 hour study in a week, including my training classes. If you are not taking training classes, you study on your own, that 5 to 6 hour will be your study on your own with a particular material or whatever you want to do. That also I will communicate. 15 hours से ज्यादा आपको वीक में पढ़ना नहीं है. So ये क्वेश्चन कहां से आता है कि मेरे को जून में एग्जाम देना है कि नहीं? ये क्वेश्चन कहां से अराइज होता है कि मेरे को जून के लिए प्रिपरेशन हो पाएगा कि नहीं? ये क्वेश्चन कहां से अराइज होता है कि मैं जून में एग्जाम दूं कि नहीं? आप अगर आज ये सोच लेंगे मेरे को जून में एग्जाम देना ही है, आई हैव टू गिव, एंड द बेस्ट थिंग फॉर दिस यू कैन डू, यू बुक द एग्जाम टुडे ओनली ऑन द इंस्टीट्यूट वेबसाइट. आप आज ही इंस्टीट्यूट के वेबसाइट पे जाकर जून का पीएम का एग्जाम बुक कर दीजिए. पैसे भी 1000 रुपीज यू नीड टू पे लेस, एंड नाउ यू कांट चेंज. आपको एग्जाम देना ही पड़ेगा, बिकॉज आप एक सब्जेक्ट का एग्जाम नहीं देंगे, ये मेरे को गवारा नहीं है. दिस आई एम नॉट एक्सेप्टिंग अंडर एनी सर्कमस्टांसेस, अंडर एनी कंडीशन. आई कैनॉट हियर फ्रॉम एनी स्टूडेंट, I cannot prepare for one subject in 3 months. Then in simple word, we can't do anything in life. That's the simple word. If somebody will say that I want to study 2 subjects, double, 15 hours for one subject, 15 hours for another subject. That means every week you need to study 30 hours. That means every day you need to study 5 hours. Even though you have studied that subject very well in March, you have not given exam. You need to study 2.5 hours again every day. कोई excuse नहीं है. That means the time of study will be huge, and you will be pissed off with so much study. You will not be able to enjoy with family, with friends, with relatives. You will not be able to see movies and all that. तो अगर इंडिया में सीए में कोई एग्जाम देता है, सीए का एग्जाम दे रहा है, 4 सब्जेक्ट इन अ ग्रुप, अगर हर सब्जेक्ट के लिए 2.5 hours पढ़ेगा तो 10 hours हुआ ना, क्या करेगा बेचारा? और हॉचपॉच भी होगा, कॉस्टिंग, अकाउंट्स, टैक्स, लॉ, ऑडिट, दिस दैट. दैट इज अ प्रॉब्लम. द प्रॉब्लम इज नॉट दैट द स्टूडेंट इज नॉट गुड. द प्रॉब्लम इज दैट देयर इज अ डिफिकल्टी इन मैनेजिंग मेनी सब्जेक्ट्स टुगेदर. सो एक के बाद 2 ही बहुत ज्यादा डिफिकल्ट है, लेकिन 2 से ज्यादा तो और भी ज्यादा डिफिकल्ट हो जाएंगे. तो कोई स्टूडेंट हमारे पास आते हैं, सर मैं तो सीए कर रहा हूं, सर मैं सीए इंटर पास हूं, फाइनल का एग्जाम दिया था नहीं हुआ, क्या मैं नेक्स्ट टर्म जून में 4वें एग्जाम दे लूं, 3 एग्जाम दे लूं? मेरे को समझ में नहीं आता. फ्री का पा लिए क्या यार? इतना फ्री का एसीसीए का सिलेबस नहीं है. आप इसको ऐसे हल्के में मत लीजिए. डोंट टेक इट लाइक दैट. इफ यू मेक इट सीए, you want to give 3-4 exams, it is harder than CA. It is easier to pass because you are focusing on one subject at a time. मेरा advice always one subject at a time, maximum to maximum two at a time, not more than two at all. At all. Don't make this course a CA course. आप इसको CA course मत बनाइए. यानी कि the first thing I want to communicate whether the time is enough to prepare and give the exam. So if somebody will start from 15th, then also there is no problem, sir. आप 15 से चालू करेंगे तो भी चलेगा. तो पहले मैंने यहां लिखा है कि ideally plan your study properly. I am doing planning only today. How I will be teaching, how I will be completing the syllabus, how you will be preparing the mock papers and everything. मैं वही बता रहा हूं, मैं वही प्लान कर रहा हूं. आपको अपना स्टडी एडवांस में प्लान करना होगा. आप अगर सोचेंगे आई विल सॉल्व कापलान, आई विल सॉल्व बीपीपी, आई विल सॉल्व इंस्टीट्यूट स्टडी हब, सब कुछ मैं सॉल्व करूंगा. कालिदास नहीं बनना है, बेवकूफ नहीं बनना है. प्लीज डोंट बी बेवकूफ. फोकस ऑन वन एरिया. आइदर यू रेफर कापलान स्टडी टेक्स्ट एग्जाम किट, और यू रेफर बीपीपी स्टडी टेक्स्ट एग्जाम किट, और यू रेफर ACCA स्टडी हब. आपको जो अच्छा लगे, लेकिन 2 portions नहीं. When you solve the question, solving the question in FM PM is not enough. Whether you are getting the concept or not, that is most important. If you are not understanding the concepts, maybe you solve questions 5 times. Maybe you solve BPP, Kaplan, Study Hub, all. Still, you will not be feeling confident of giving the exam and passing the exam. It's impossible. अगर मैं भी आपके जगह जाऊं तो मेरे को भी प्रॉब्लम होगी. सो मैं भी क्लास में आपको 4 किताब, स्टडी हब, कापलान, बीपीपी ऑल नहीं करा रहा. सारे जगह सेम है. All the places, the questions and all that are same. The write-up is different. Every person has his own style of writing something. You can't challenge that this person is correct, this person is wrong. You can't say that Prakash Saraf is a good teacher, others are bad teacher. That's not allowed, sir. All are good. You need to stick to one place. But you need to understand the concept. FM PM exam you can pass in ACCA if you build concepts. If your concepts are not clear, you can't pass this exam. It's very difficult exam to pass. If you are just mugging up, if you are just solving the question without getting the understanding of the concepts, there is no substitute for practice. Practice means what? I said in the beginning only you will do the live class. I said in the beginning only you will do the recordings of that class. I said in the beginning only you will solve the same thing again on your own. What is this I am saying? Practice. I'm not saying you do the new things. First of all, you do the same thing 3 times. In the live, in the recording, and after that on your own. Understand how much importance I am giving to practice. And at the end, doing mock papers on the Institute practice platform, a revision of the topic, that is a must. I am teaching costing, management accounting for around 30 years. Believe me, whatever I am teaching, I personally feel I am very good. But this is a subject. Management accounting, performance management, costing, budgeting, whatever. ये मेरा बिलीव करिए मेरे खून के अंदर से दौड़ता है, हार्ट के अंदर से. मतलब दुनिया में ऐसा क्वेश्चन इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू फाइंड आउट विच आई कैनॉट सॉल्व इन मैनेजमेंट अकाउंटिंग और कॉस्टिंग. फिर भी मैं आपको पढ़ने के लिए 4 बार फिर पढ़ता हूं. क्यों? पागल हूं? आई डोंट नीड टू स्टडी. बट सुबह से यार आज नया बैच है, फिर से एक बार पढ़ते हैं, फिर दोपहर में फिर एक बार पढ़ते हैं, फिर एंड में फिर एक बार पढ़ते हैं. क्यों? यू अंडरस्टैंड, सो दैट आई कैन गिव अ बेटर आउटकम इन द क्लास. सो जब मैं इतना पढ़ने के बाद I am ready to study 1000 times, practice again and again. How can you say that you can understand one thing just by reading one time? It's impossible, man. For that reason, I am saying practice. Practice is most important. And practice in the exam environment. Matlab, if you are solving a question of multiple choice 2 marks, there will be 15 multiple choice question in part A in the exam. I will be coming in the paper structure. 15 क्वेश्चन होंगे. आपका 100 मार्क्स का पेपर है. सो 30 मार्क्स का पेपर मींस यू कैन से 30 into 1.8, 50 मिनट्स. 15 क्वेश्चन 50 मिनट्स मींस अप्रोक्सीमेटली पर क्वेश्चन 3 मिनट्स. तो जब आप क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करोगे, आपको हर क्वेश्चन 3 मिनट में सॉल्व करना है. It's not that every question will take 3 minutes, some will take 1 or 2 minutes, some will take 4 minutes. But on an average, when you solve a question, you need to manage your time. Practice के time पे time को ध्यान दीजिए. If you are solving a 20 marks question, in exam you will be getting 20 into 1.8, 36 minutes. So you should solve that question on your own in 35 to 40 minutes. The time management in the exam you will be able to do when you are regularly practicing on the basis of time in your regular study. आप टाइम मैनेजमेंट केवल एग्जाम के दिन ध्यान नहीं देंगे, आप टाइम मैनेजमेंट हर दिन हर समय ध्यान देंगे. अगर मेरा एग्जाम कल है और टुडे आई नीड टू स्टडी 15-20 आवर्स, दैट मीन्स आई एम नॉट एट ऑल प्रिपेयर्ड. आज का दिन होता है आराम. टेक अ बिग स्लीप, प्रॉपर स्लीप, हैव प्रॉपर फूड, प्रॉपर एकदम रिलैक्स्ड होकर. बिकॉज आपने अगर अच्छे से पढ़ा है तो लास्ट दिन क्या पढ़ेंगे आप? Some of the students says that, sir, can you tell me the important areas to study 2 days? सर ऐसा कुछ है नहीं यार. जब एक सब्जेक्ट पढ़ रहे हैं सारे इंपॉर्टेंट है. एवरीथिंग यू नीड टू स्टडी. कोई चीज भी आप लीव नहीं कर सकती. यू नीड टू स्टडी एवरीथिंग फुल्ली, देन ओनली यू कैन पास द एग्जाम. दिस इज, यू कैन से, एन इंट्रोडक्शन फॉर प्रिपरेशन ऑफ द सब्जेक्ट. आपको सब्जेक्ट का प्रिपरेशन करना कैसे है. यहां पर मैंने लिखा है हाउ टू स्टडी, विच आई ऑलरेडी सेड इनडायरेक्टली. When you will solving the questions on your own which are not solved in the class, please don't see the solution. Solve it on your own. Take a time, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. After solving the question, then see the solution. Analyze your problem, your sealing mistake, your concept. And if after seeing the solution you are not able to understand, then you will be sending your doubt in the class. You will take a screenshot of the question, a screenshot of the answer, your doubt, whether you are there in the live class or not, doesn't matter. I will be opening your mail. I will be dealing with the question detail properly, whether you are there in the class or not. I have already discussed how we will manage our time. Now, as per institute, the total paper is of 100 marks, divided into 3 parts. Part A, section A, which is 15 questions of 2 marks each. For these questions, you don't need to show any working or anything. Just the right answer you need to select. Whether the right answer you have done Jai Mata Di or whatever, nobody can or you are doing Allah, no problem. The Ramadan is going on and you have selected, because of the God, selected everything correct. Full marks. The examiner is not concerned how you got the answer, whether from the Bagalwala, whether from the God help or anything. Just you need to select the correct answer. Section A, 15 marks, 2 marks each, 15 into 30 marks. Section B, again multiple choice, objective type question, 15 questions, 2 marks each, but that is based on scenario. One scenario, 5 questions, another scenario, 5 questions, third scenario, 5 questions. So all the 3 scenario, 5, 5, 5. For section A, for each question, there is a different scenario. For section B, for a set of 5 questions, 1 single scenario. For a set of next 5 questions, another scenario. For a next set of 5 questions, another scenario. So based on 3 scenarios, 15 questions, but again, nobody is concerned how you are getting the answer. Just you need to select the correct answer. And then comes section C. In the section C, there are 20 marks, 2 questions, which are not objective type, which are essay type. If it is numerical, you need to show all your calculations. If it is theory, you need to write your theory. The 20, 40 marks part C will be all based on what you are writing, what you are explaining and all that. In section C, part marking is there. You will not be getting 0. Based on the portion which you have done correct, you will be getting marks. But in part A and B, there is no part marking. Part A and B is checked by computer. Human beings are not checking part A and B. But part C, section C portion is checked by the human beings. For that reason, the results are announced around 6 days after the exam. March exam is over. Result will be announced around 15th or 20th of April. It is fixed. The website must be saying the date, but it is around 5 to 6 weeks, because examiner need to check your part C, then your total marks can be given. So you can see that this is the exam structure. There are students who gave exam earlier. There are new. I am saying for all of you how the exam structure is there. For a better understanding of exam structure, let's go on the institute website. Institute website, ACCAglobal.com. ACCAglobal.com. Students, study support resources. Under student tab, study support resources. Under study support resources, ACCA qualification. Under ACCA qualification, subject performance management. Under performance management, all the detail by the institute. Below there is a pass percentage. The pass percentage of the institute is approximately 40% in last 5 terms. So if 100 students are sitting in the exam all over the world, out of 100, approximately 40 students are passing the exam. On a standalone basis, it is very good percentage, but believe me, it is not so good because somebody is giving only one single exam. Most of the students are giving the exam after a proper study, and still the pass percentage is only 40%. It's not so simple. Never think that ACCA exams are simple to crack. Those who have given ACCA exam in the past, they can know this very well. But those who have not given, they will consider standalone basis. It's a big percentage. Proper study required. Now, past exams and questions practice. Past exam and question practice, we need to log in. Log in with our ACCA registered ID and password. Registered ID and password you will be writing here. Then you will be able to log in. Once you will log in, then you are taken to a new website. Attached website with the ACCA main website. In this attached website, in the right-hand side, all the papers are there. I am concerned with performance management. So performance management. Under performance management, ACCA official resources. Under ACCA official resources, past exam library. Past exam 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 papers are there. Practice exam 3 papers are there. And then specimen exam 1 paper is there. In total 6 plus 3 plus 1. 10 papers they have given on the institute website. In this, if it is written unassigned, unassigned means it is already assigned. I have opened this paper earlier. I can see on the left-hand side. But suppose I want to see this paper PM practice exam 2. I am assigning this, assigned. Now I need to see in the left-hand side, ACCA practice exam, ACCA PM. PM past and practice exam. I want to check PM practice exam 2. PM practice exam 2, just now assigned. Now I am starting this paper. Now these are the general instructions. When you will be in the exam hall, these will open first. You should be reading them if you are a new student for ACCA. If you are a new student for ACCA, you should be opening them. I'm not reading these instructions because in the class, it is waste of time. Section A, Section B, Section C, there are 3 parts. They are saying, do you want to start? I'm saying yes. Now this is Section A first question. This is Section A first question. Suppose I'm not reading the question because I have not taught anything. Suppose this is the answer. Out of the answer, which one is correct? Suppose this is the answer. Maybe this is correct. I don't know. Suppose second question. Like this, there are 15 questions in Section A. I don't want to do Section A first. I want to do Section B straight away. So Section B, with the navigation tab, I'm going in Section B. Left-hand side, there is a scenario. Based on this scenario, first question. This is 16 number question. Based on the same scenario, this is 17 number question. Based on the same scenario, there is third question. Based on the same scenario, there is fourth question. Based on the same scenario, there is fifth question. On the basis of one scenario, 5 questions. Now there is a next scenario. There are 5 questions again. Suppose I don't want to do Section B. I want to go into Section C straight away. Section C. I don't want to solve Section A. Section C. In the section C, left-hand side, there is a scenario. Based on that, this question is calculation based, so they have given Excel. But this is not full 20 marks. This is only 8 marks question. This is only 8 marks question. This is only 8 marks question. Okay? Based on the same scenario, 6 marks theory. For theory, they have given word file. You need to type. Based on the same scenario, there is further 6 marks. 6, 6, 12 plus 8, 20 marks. Total 20 marks based on the same scenario. The 2 parts are theory and the 1 part was numerical. Numerical was given in Excel. Answer should be in Excel. For theory, the answer should be in, what do you say? For theory, the answer should be in Word file. Then there is another question of 20 marks. Again, there is a numerical. Again, there is some theory part. And then the paper is finished. I want to end exam. I have not done anything. I want to end exam. Yes. I want to end exam. Yes. I have end. Now I want to exit. When I am exiting, I am going in the same screen which was earlier. But I want to check my answer with the model answer. So I will go in the mark tab. In the mark tab, FM. In the mark tab, FM. Sorry, PM. In the mark tab, PM. PM. In the mark tab, PM, past and practice exam. In the mark tab, the PM practice exam 2, self-mark. When I will click self-mark, I will be getting the model answers from the institute. For every question with the explanations and everything, the model answers are given by the institute in the mark tab. So my first question was wrong. I selected this, but this is correct. Sample answer, they are writing here the answer. Maybe it is not so legible. I can say zoom in, but I'm not doing zoom in. You can see that here. All the questions, answers are there. You can go next, next, next. All the answers are there. For every question, the model answer is given. For all 35 questions, model answers are there. For all 35 questions. The theory answer, the last one, they have written the theory, and on the theory, how the marking will be allotted, 6 marks. Everything is given by the institute. At the end, around 15-20 days before the exam, a student need to study on the screen, on the institute practice platform, need to solve the paper on the institute website, need to see the model answers on the institute website mark tab, need to work on their weak areas, need to manage their time, and everything they will be doing here. But in the beginning, you can't solve this because the questions are there from the entire syllabus. And before at least you don't complete at least 50-60% of the syllabus, you can't do these questions in the first day or after, I mean to say few days of study. That's not possible. You will be able to study this, refer this, when at least 50-60% of your syllabus is done. But without referring this, you cannot go in the exam hall. Exam hall में जाने के लिए कम से कम 4 to 5 papers from here. Student need to solve in 3 hours each. They have to solve. Then only they will get the confidence to pass the exam. They will be feeling that they can pass the exam. The examiners are saying, this is not written by me, copy pasted from the ACCA Institute website. Examiners are saying, a common problem on this type of paper is that students spend too long on calculations. Like there was a 20 marks question and there was 8 marks for calculation. But the 6, 6, 12 marks were theory. So 20 marks, 1.8, 36 minutes, 100 marks, 180 minutes. So 20 into 1.8, 36 minutes. So for 8 marks, what is the time allotted? 8 into 1.8, which will be coming approximately 13, 14 minutes. But suppose you are solving 8 marks question for 25, 30 minutes, when you will get time to write theory. And out of 8 marks, you cannot get more than 8. The 6 and 6, 12 theory marks, you are not focusing at all, which happens with most of the students. long on calculation, don't have enough time to write theory. Allocate your time and stick to it. Question requirement and answer content. Ensure you read each requirement properly twice before starting your answer. And again, when you have finished everything, you read the requirement again. Are you writing a proper answer? Have you actually addressed the requirement? If the question says that, discuss the issues to be considered when switching to zero-based budgeting. I have not taught what is zero-based budgeting, but there is a question in exam which is saying that the company want to shift from traditional budgeting to zero-based budgeting. What are the issues the organization will face when they change their budgeting system from traditional to zero-based? Now, most of the students start explaining what is zero-based budgeting. The marks for writing what is zero-based budgeting will be moti chur ka laddu. No marks for that. Because the question is asking, I am following traditional budgeting system. If I want to shift it to zero-based budgeting, what are the issues and problems I will be facing? I am not answering that. And I am saying, what is zero-based budgeting? That means, हमें कोई मतलब नहीं है क्वेश्चन क्या है, हमें जो आता है हम वो लिखेंगे. Number will be motichur ka laddu. Number will be zero. You can't score any marks since you are not writing the answer to the question. This is just an example. ये केवल एक example है. ऐसे there are so many areas where we start writing the answer without understanding the requirement. Maybe we are writing very well, but that is not going to give us any marks. वो आपको कोई नंबर नहीं देने वाला है. यानी कि आपका preparation will complete only when you practice mock papers on the institute practice platform. आप अगर practice platform पे practice नहीं करते हो, आप ये एग्जाम में जनरली मेरे हिसाब से you can't pass the exam. Whether you are taking classes from me, whether you are taking classes from somebody else, whether you are doing self study, आप कुछ भी कर रहे हैं, आप एग्जाम में पास जनरली नहीं हो सकते, बिकॉज आपका प्रिपरेशन अप टू द मार्क नहीं है. देन मैं नॉर्मली क्लास में, दिस इज द Google Drive. Okay. The Google Drive already shared with all of you. Somebody will say that, sir, मेरे को तो नहीं मिला. भाई ठीक है भाई, कोई टेंशन मत लेना यार, नहीं मिला, अभी क्लास के बाद में वैसे भी देने वाला हूं. सो मैंने आप सबको क्या किया है, या अभी क्लास के बाद में क्या करने वाला हूं. दिस इज ACCA Google Drive. We have those who are our registered students. After the class, even though you have received the notes or not, मैंने ये गूगल ड्राइव का लिंक में ये नोट्स डालकर रखा है. मेरा अपना बनाया हुआ नोट्स है, प्रीवियस बैच का क्लास वीडियो का लिस्ट है, प्रीवियस बैच की क्लास स्लाइड्स है, एक CMA एग्जाम सपोर्ट पैकेज है जो मैं क्लास में यूज करता हूं, इवन दो CMA क्वेश्चंस, बट मैं ACCA के लिए कराता हूं. फिर उसके बाद 2 टर्म का मटेरियल है, 22-23, 23-24 एग्जाम किट, स्टडी टेक्स्ट दोनों है. मैं इसमें से 22-23 हटाने वाला हूं. आई विल कीप 23-24 ओनली. यहां पर ये सारे मटेरियल हैं. ये सारे मटेरियल मैंने यहां पर अपने स्क्रीन पे डाउनलोड करके रखे हैं. आई हैव डाउनलोडेड ऑल दीज मटेरियल्स. आई विल बी यूजिंग दीज मटेरियल्स इन माई इंटायर क्लास इन 3 months. 85 days में यही मटेरियल यूज करने वाला हूं. सारा मटेरियल मैंने यहां पर खोल कर रखा है, सभी मटेरियल. 1 second. All these materials are opened here. One is the ACCA exam kit. One is ACCA study text. One is support package. Support package. और उसके अलावा मेरा ये जो क्लास स्लाइड्स है, 4 things. The exam kit, the study text, the CMA support package, and this class slides. ये class slides I will be sharing after every class in the mail, because during the class I will be writing this in the class slides, some examples, this, that, which some student is asking to explain some concepts. मैं normally यहाँ लिखते रहता हूँ. तो ये class slides after every class I will be mailing to all of you, writing as class slides till the first class. क्लास स्लाइड्स टिल द सेकेंड क्लास, ये आपके पास पहले से नहीं है, ये आपको जैसे जैसे आई विल बी कंप्लीटिंग द क्लास, आई विल बी शेयरिंग दिस क्लास स्लाइड्स विथ ऑल ऑफ यू after every class. Like after today class, I will share this. So what I mean to say that planning, how much to study, whether it is possible in the given time to study this subject, give the exam, pass the exam, score rank, whether the time is adequate, which material we will refer in the class. You can refer anything, whatever you like. Then what is the exam pattern? How we need to study when we do revision, how many mock papers we need to do, from where we can do the mock papers on the institute platform. Everything, everything. To pass the exam, we need to plan very well. After every class, you will automatically get the recordings. You don't need to request us. For this class, this is YouTube live. After the class is over, it is already available on YouTube as a recording. I don't need to give it separately. The live class is over, say at 11 o'clock, 11:30. You can see the recordings on YouTube freely just after 11:30 only. So ये class का recording तो YouTube पे मिल जाएगा. But the subsequent classes will not be YouTube live. It will be through our software. I will be giving you the live class link in mail. You will be able to attend the live class with that link. And when the class will be over, it will be uploaded in the software from which you will be able to see the recordings in the software. That will not be available on YouTube. You will be able to see recordings in the software. Suppose I am taking a class today and the class is finishing at 11:30. So by tomorrow morning, 11:30, maximum by 12 o'clock, you will get the recordings of the class in the software. By chance, if you are not getting the recordings, or maybe there is any technical issue, some problem with the software or anything, requesting by folding hands, requesting by folding hands, you will mail here. The mail ID are written. Don't call. Even though I have written, you can call. Don't call. You mail here your technical problem, that your software is not running or any materials is not there, whatever. You will get the solution as soon as possible, ASAP, believe me. If you are mailing during office hour at 10:30 to 6:30, you will get the answer at that time only. If you are mailing after 7 o'clock, then you will get the answer next day morning after 10:30, 11 o'clock, when the staff will reach office. You don't need to say me, you don't need to message me. I am saying this 1,000 times, but nobody hear me. I am saying even in the first class, in the beginning, everything. Just a request, please bear with me. Please follow my instructions. If you have any problem relating to subject, you are not understanding anything, I am there. My numbers are written. The mail ID is same. You can call me anytime, no office time, anytime. But if I'm taking class, I'm not looking at the phone. You need to wait for that. When I will be free, I will be giving you call back. I will be answering your query. Believe me. If your problems are relating to ACCA Institute, you are not able to book your exam, you are not able to make payment for the institute, they are asking extra payment which you are not liable to pay, or maybe you are opening the institute website, it is not opening, the papers are not opening, or maybe you have registered, you have not been given the proper exemptions, any problem with the institute, you can't tell us, because when we register you, you are having an individual identity with the institute. Institute is saying that, sir, you cannot speak on behalf of students. Sir, आपको बोलने नहीं देंगे हम. Let the student speak for themselves. So whenever there is any problem relating to the institute, you will mail from your registered mail ID at this mail ID. I have seen, even though I am saying since 13, 14 years, every batch this thing. But when the student are mailing, they are mailing at student. The mail ID is wrong. They are mailing some other mail ID. They need to mail only at this ID. No other ID. For student, this is a specific ID created by institute. When the student will mail to the institute, there are 6 lakh plus students all over the world. How they will come to know that this is Chetan, this is Sachin, this is Masi, this is Swarup? कैसे समझ में आएगा? From your registered mail ID, you need to write in the mail on the top, I am Masiullah. My registration number with the institute is this. I am facing this problem. And with a screenshot, you can, if you have any proof of the problem, Please resolve my problem as soon as possible. Along with that, you can CC to us. आप हम लोग को भी मेल डाल दीजिए साथ. We will connect with the Indian team, try to solve your problem as fast as possible. But आप अगर मान लीजिए मेरे को केवल मेल कर रहे हैं, आपका प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व होएगा नहीं. Because on their website, the back end is not in our control. That is in the control of ACCA UK team only, not in Indian team. So आप उनको मेल ही नहीं करेंगे तो how your problem will be resolved? It will never be resolved. When the exam was there in the month of March, March में अभी exam था. Before the exam, I think 10 times I said in the class, then when the classes are over, even on Friday, Saturday, before the exam week, Monday के पहले मैंने सब ग्रुप में मैसेज किया कि भाई अगर आपको एग्जाम देते वक्त प्रॉब्लम होती है तो आपको इंस्टीट्यूट को मेल डालना है, आपका जो प्रॉब्लम है आपको उनको बोलना है और आपको साथ साथ सीसी हमें कर देना है. मजाल है कोई ऐसा कर दे. एवरी स्टूडेंट इज टेलिंग मी, व्हाट्सएप मी, सर मेरा कंप्यूटर नहीं चल रहा, सर मेरे को एग्जाम नहीं देने दे रहा, सर मेरा एग्जाम कैंसिल हो गया. मैं गुस्सा नहीं हूं, लेकिन मैं आपको हेल्प, मेरा बस चले, इफ आई वांट टू हेल्प यू एट दैट मोमेंट ओनली, बट मैं क्या करूं, आई एम हैंडीकैप. आपके साथ कोई भी टेक्निकल इश्यू हो रहा है वो मेरे हाथ में नहीं है मेरे भाई. आपको गुस्सा आता होगा, सर हेल्प नहीं कर रहे. अरे भाई मेरे को नहीं मालूम है. When you are the registered student of the institute, you need to communicate with them. My job is what? When you are mailing us CC, then we are mailing to the Indian team. Our job is done. Ki bhai, our student facing this problem, please help him. Whatever the reply we will get from Indian team, we will give you. But उसके अलावा तो हमारे हाथ में कुछ है नहीं. How we will help you? God helps those who helps themselves. लेकिन मजाल है कोई भी मेरी बात मान ले. कोई प्रॉब्लम होने से प्रकाश सर, अरे भाई हम भगवान थोड़ी ना है यार, और मैं आपका प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कर देता, मेरे पास बैकएंड होता तो. आपकी कोई भी प्रॉब्लम इंस्टीट्यूट से रिलेटेड प्रकाश सराफ और प्रकाश सराफ टीम कैन नॉट सॉल्व. वी आर द इंस्टीट्यूट लर्निंग पार्टनर. वी कैन टेक योर इश्यू टू द इंडियन टीम फास्टर, हेल्प यू. बट आप पर्सनली मेरे को कोई मैसेज कर रहे हैं, मैं कुछ कर नहीं पाऊंगा. द लास्ट थिंग, whether we should give exam in the exam center or whether we should give exam sitting in home, it's a personal opinion. आपका अपना मर्जी है. But the exams can be given sitting in home or exam can be given in exam center. If you want to give exam sitting in home, it is called remote basis exam. If you want to give in exam center physically going there, then it is exam center based exam. But in both the cases, the exam is computer based. Whether you give remote based sitting in home, whether you go in the exam center, it is a screen based computer laptop based exam. Question will open on screen. Answer you need to type on screen. Whether it's a numerical Excel, whether it's a theory Word file, whether it's a multiple choice on screen. The exam is on screen since 2016. It's 10 years already over approximately. पूरा एग्जाम कंप्यूटर बेस्ड है. आप जहां से भी दे, इसको आप चेंज नहीं कर सकते. सेकंड, पर्सनली आई फील दैट गिविंग द एग्जाम फ्रॉम होम is better than giving exam in exam center. That's my personal opinion. No ifs and buts. Why? If I'm giving exam sitting in home, my environment, my laptop, my computer, my screen, my AC, my table, my environment. If you have studied anywhere physically in a college, school, or anywhere, you remember you sit on the same chair, same seat, same place. Why don't you change the place? You never like. Human beings don't like changes. That's the problem with the human being. So if you give exam by sitting in home, the comfort level will be very high. The keyboard and all that you have used for many times. You don't need to check whether the keyboard is giving the write up on the screen or not. Your own environment, whether you want AC or not, all are good. In your own house, if you are giving remote based exam, you don't need to travel. The travel, maybe you go in a car, in a cab, in a bus, in a taxi, anywhere. It creates pressure, reaching early, this, that. That problem is not there. But for giving exam from home, room should be closed. You can't go out of the room. Nobody can come inside. On your table, Just one computer or a laptop with a keyboard, with a calculator, and a transparent water bottle. Nothing else. When you will be giving exam remote basis, they will take a photo. Right, left, upar, niche, daya, baya, corner, table, everything. And during the entire 3 hours of the exam, they are able to see your entire room. Because they have already taken the photo earlier. In the software, it will be giving you the entire room picture to the invigilator. So suppose I am teaching in the class. I am presently teaching. And I am seeing for 1 or 2 seconds there. Okay? But I'm saying 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Is I'm teaching? No, I'm not teaching in the class. Similarly, if you are giving exam from home, remote basis, and you are seeing at one place for 2, 3, 4 minutes, they will cancel your exam. They can see everything. No chori is allowed. No unethical means are allowed. If you follow 1% unethical means, exam and registration will be cancelled. A student need to be very pure even though they give exam from home. Understand. If you go in the exam center, you need to leave your home early. You need to reach in the exam center early. In the exam center, the keyboard and all that are of a different category. Normally, the student complains, sir, computer kharab tha. Sir, laptop acha nahi tha. Sir, keyboard badhiya nahi tha. They always complain. Invigilator was not good and all that. Environment, AC अच्छे से नहीं चल रहा था. Whatever may be the case, those problems will not be there. From house, what will be the problem? Internet will not be there. Or maybe your exam was going well, but after 2 hours, the exam is stopped. Technical issue may arise. In the next week, they will allow you to give the exam again without any additional charges because of internet or any issue. And if in the next week still exam cannot conclude next term, now not March, June only, they will allow you to give exam again. That is a risk in house. But if when you are giving exam from home, ask your family members not to use internet during your exam time, not to use a Wi-Fi. Just the Wi-Fi and internet should be fully for your purpose. If they will not use 3 hours Wi-Fi or internet, they will not be destroyed. Just 3 hours, use your full potential na. आप उनको पहले ही बोल दीजिए, बता दीजिए कि भाई 3 घंटा कोई इंटरनेट टीवी वगैरह कुछ नहीं चलाएगा, मेरे को एग्जाम देने दीजिए. Then the problem will not be there. The computer or laptop which you are using, any team viewer, any software which can share your machine should not be there. अगर आपके स्क्रीन पे वो है, आपको एग्जाम देने घर से नहीं मिलेगा. आपको दूसरा कंप्यूटर लैपटॉप लेना होगा. आपको अपने कंप्यूटर से, कंट्रोल पैनल से, एनी शेयरिंग सॉफ्टवेयर, टीम व्यूअर और कोई भी स्क्रीन शेयरिंग सॉफ्टवेयर वो हटाना पड़ेगा. और भी कुछ हो सकता है. दैट आई डोंट नो. You need to connect with a hardware software person. They will be able to do the needful in 2-3 minutes only. If that person is good, if that person is like me and you, then to he's mad only. If the person is good, he will be able to help you to delete all the things from your machine, from your laptop, computer, and then you can give exam. वो आपको अपने तरफ से सोचना होगा. For this, there is a proper video on the institute website. I'm not showing. You can see that video of 6 minutes. The do's and don't do's if you are giving remote based exam. आप उस वीडियो को देखकर फॉलो करिए and give the exam from remote basis. But it's your call. Whether you want to give exam from home or whether you want to give exam in exam center, वो आपकी मर्जी है भाई. मैं personally believe करता हूं exam home based is better than exam center based. If I would be there in place of you, I would be giving all my exams sitting in home only. I will not be going in the exam center at all. That luxury is there. That benefit is there. Why not to enjoy this benefit? Now, some of you have raised some query in the chat. I got 8 paper exemption due to CA final. Now I have to give PM only. How to prepare it, sir? I am new for computer-based exams. Sir, all are new. The first thing is that nobody should study pen and paper based with the printout and anything. If you have printout of material throughout of the window, think that you don't have pen and paper. We are working everywhere in articleship, in office, on computer screen. So we need to study for ACCA, for international courses on screen. No book, no printout, no pen, no paper. From the first day, if you follow this, the problem will never arise. And how to study, what to study, how much to study, I have already explained. Sachin Raj, FIR CM में भी free classes सर ले लिए. फ्री क्लासेस एक ही है। फर्स्ट क्लास जो है वो फ्री है। CMA US का फर्स्ट क्लास फ्री यूट्यूब पे हुआ था। IFRS का फ्री क्लास कल शाम को हुआ था। बार बार हमने तो कम्युनिकेट किया, और कैसे करें। हम कोई भी मार्केटिंग फंडा नहीं करते, हम कोई यूट्यूब, फेसबुक, लिंक्डइन किसी को पैसे नहीं देते। हमारे पास इतना डेटाबेस है, उससे हम कम्युनिकेट करते हैं। सो वी हैव ऑलरेडी कम्युनिकेटेड टू ऑल ऑफ यू, फर्स्ट क्लास इज यूट्यूब लाइव। वी हैव ऑलरेडी डन ऑल द क्लासेस यूट्यूब लाइव। बट सारी क्लासेस तो यूट्यूब लाइव नहीं होएगी यार, बिकॉज हाउ वी विल बी एबल टू रन आवर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन। Chetan, sir, until I clear knowledge level, can I access skill level study hub? Because I tried now, it was showing access denied. पता नहीं है सर, ये मेरे ख्याल से तो अलाउड होना चाहिए, बट अगर नहीं हो रहा है देन मे बी रूल यू कैन मेल टू द इंस्टीट्यूट एंड यू कैन चेक विद देम कि यू आर स्टिल इन द नॉलेज लेवल एंड यू वांट टू practice on skill level subjects also, it is allowed or not. You with the screenshot you mail them, they will reply. वैसे मैं क्या बोलूंगा, आई एम सेइंग दैट आई एम इन द क्लास विल बी यूजिंग कापलान मटेरियल, आई एम नॉट यूजिंग सो मच स्टडी अब, तो आपको दिमाग लगाना क्यों है? वी विल बी डूइंग द कापलान मटेरियल, द CMA स्टडी सपोर्ट पैकेज, माय क्वेश्चंस एंड एवरीथिंग. सो इस नॉलेज माने आई मीन टू से स्टडी हब इज नॉट रिक्वायर्ड, forget about study hub sir, okay, but still you can ask them whether you can see or not. Sir, number is 02 at the end. Yes sir, our office number is 844404040206. There are two numbers and this is the technical person number. ठीक है? Masi Ullah sir, please provide the mail. मासी उल्ला जी, मन को चोट लग रही है यार, मैं तो ACCA का मेल ऐसे ही लिख दिया। आप IMA के वेबसाइट पे जाइए, IMA.net, ठीक है? माने मेहनत कुछ नहीं करेंगे मासी उल्ला जी, मन को चोट लग रही है सर। व्हाट हैपेंड? इधर से खोल लेते हैं यार, IMA.net। I think there is some problem with the IMA server. Sometime when it happens with our classes, student fight with us. Sir, I was doing recording, I was studying, this is happening. देखिए, बड़ा बड़ा इंस्टीट्यूट की वेबसाइट पे होता है। I'm not doing anything. So when you go there, you will be able to see that the mail ID for communication of the students. You can see that and you will mail there only, sir. There is nothing to work for basics before the classes. I will teach all the basics, Ritika. No basics required to study. When you are in the Prakash Saraf class, no basics required. I am there for teaching all the basics. Believe. In the last class, if you were there, then if there is any doubt, I asked 100 times in the class. And even after the class also, you can ask. Masi Ullah, I am not able to go on the ACCA website. Some problem is there. Or maybe when I am using so many windows opening, it is not opening. After the class, I will mail the IMA webs, mail ID in the group, part 1, part 2 group. Okay. So that you will get that. No problem. Acha. Ek baat aur. I have created the group for all of you. The CMA student CMA group, ACCA student ACCA group, WhatsApp group. Why it is created? Not just for my communication. If suppose I am talking about PM student group, in the PM student group, I will communicate anything which I need to communicate to all of you. That's one thing. एक बार उसकी बात बाद में करते हैं। पहले बात कर रहे हैं क्या उसके अंदर जो लोग आपके दुश्मन हैं क्या? Can you make any friends out of the group? You can message anyone in the group. The numbers are there in front of you. You can message them. I am Ranita. I am Masiullah. I am Ritika. I am Sachin. I want to friend. I want to study together. We are in Saraf Academy classes with Prakash sir. Can we study together? From where you are, let's study together. Motivate each other. कर सकते हैं ना सर? थोड़ा इनिशिएटिव लेना पड़ता है. If I will share one student number with another one, maybe they will fight. Sir, why you shared my number? But at least you can make some friends out of the group. In every batch we are teaching 50, 100, 150 students. So आपको तो एक दूसरा से फ्रेंड बनना चाहिए ना. If other person will be saying I'm not interested, ठीक है भाई, no problem, sorry, cool, okay. But you need to make your friends from the group to study together. If you study together, you will be able to understand, you will be able to motivate. If somebody is studying, you are not studying, you will start study. साथ में पढ़ने से मजा आता है. ग्रुप को यूज करिए. And whatever communication I need to give, I will be giving in the group. If I am something broadcasting to everybody, I have in my mobile phone now 3 lakh plus numbers. 3 lakh plus. Please understand. 3 lakh plus numbers. When I'm broadcasting something, it is not reaching even to 10,000 students also. 10,000 student को भी delivery नहीं होता. That's a WhatsApp problem. But if I am sending something in the group, which is not a broadcast, then it is reaching to everybody. आप ग्रुप का मैसेज हर समय पढ़ेंगे. जब मैं कोई कम्युनिकेट कर रहा हूं, आप ग्रुप में देखते ही नहीं हो तो आपको ग्रुप से निकाल देते हैं. यू मैसेज दैट सर आई डोंट वांट टू बी इन द ग्रुप, कोई बात नहीं, बट ग्रुप बनाया गया है कम्युनिकेशन करने के लिए. आई एम सेंडिंग इन द ग्रुप द लाइव क्लास लिंक ऑफ यूट्यूब 10 times, 20 times, बट अगेन एंड अगेन यू आर आस्किंग. इट इज हर्टिंग मी कि यार एक बात को कितना बार बोले, कैसे बोलें. Abhi somebody saying that, sir, you are not taking YouTube live other. I have already taken, man. How I will communicate? On my YouTube channel, it is already there, live class, live section ke andar. You need to subscribe the channel, na? You will think that, sir, मैं subscribe करूंगा आपका फायदा. मत करिए. But how I will communicate? We will not advertise anything. We will not pay any single penny for advertisement because the students are coming anyhow. Why I will do advertisement? We don't buy any data. We don't do any advertisement on any social media. It's a pure organic way of teaching, organic way of communicating to students, organic way of teaching students, organic way of communication, everything. No social media used for marketing of anything. हम कोई पैसा उसा नहीं देते सर. कभी कोई साल में 500,000 रुपया, that's other thing. We are a bootstrap company, no funds taken from anybody, no marketing. It's all word of mouth. It's all based on the quality given to the existing student. Then the students are coming. No data purchase from anywhere in the world anytime. All are like that. So आपको मेरे से communicate करने के लिए मेरे साथ connection में रहना होगा. हमारे सोशल मीडिया चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करके रखिए, यूट्यूब सब्सक्राइब करके रखिए. यू विल बी गेटिंग द इंफॉर्मेशन. मेरे साथ कनेक्शन 3 लाख नंबर है, 2 लाख और हो जाए, क्या प्रॉब्लम है? 2 लाख नंबर और हो जाए. व्हेन आई एम कम्युनिकेटिंग, यू ज्वाइन आवर टेलीग्राम चैनल एंड अदर थिंग्स, जहां पर मैसेज कम्युनिकेशन होता ही है, सब कुछ होती है. आप उसको ज्वाइन करिए. क्या करूंगा और मैं? फ्रेंड्स बनाइए, दोस्त बनाइए, उनके साथ में पढ़िए और इंस्ट्रक्शंस को फॉलो करिए. जो इंस्ट्रक्शंस मैं देता हूं उनको मानिए. आपको सक्सेस, टू अटेन सक्सेस फॉर यू, प्रकाश सराफ इज देयर, बिलीव मी. मैं आपको गिरने नहीं दूंगा और मैं आपको डंडा मार मार के पढ़ाऊंगा. I will be beating you, I will be scolding you, I will be shouting on you if you are not following, if you are not studying in the right direction. If you think that nobody can scold me, you are not in the right track. आप प्रकाश सराफ के यहाँ डंडा पड़ेगा. नहीं पढ़ने से, नहीं बात सुनने से, नहीं बातें मानने से डंडा पड़ेगा. Because it's still going on the kids class. 6, 7, 8, 9 का क्लास चल रहा. आप ऐसे समझ लीजिए. Maybe in the class there are students 50, 55, 60, 65 years of age. Doesn't matter. For me, you are a student. I need to think about your benefit, about your growth, about your passing the exam, about your success. And for that, if I'm angry, I can say something to you. I deserve this right. I am your parents. I am your brother. I am your sister. I am your teacher. I am your guider. I am your mentor. I have this right. You need to accept, along with the good things, the bad things also. You need to accept when I scold you. आपको ये नहीं सोचना मेरे को सर ऐसे क्यों बोल रहे हैं. आपको जब भी मैं कोई बात बोलूंगा, गलत नहीं बोलूंगा, सही बातें बोलूंगा. आपको उसको मानना पड़ेगा सर. Relating to all this, what I said, the system of Saraf Academy classes, communication with the institute, communication with us, study plan, study pattern, question exam, passing criteria out of 100 marks, you need to score 50. What to study, from where to study, what to prepare, kitni der study karna hai, sab kuch. Whatever is there in my mind, brain, body, I am saying everything in first 1 hour, 1.5 hour, जिससे आपको जीवन में दोबारा ये पूछना ना पड़े, दोबारा आपके जीवन में कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं आए. So anything which still I have not said, I forgot, or I not said properly, you have still confusion, please say in the chat box. Please ask. Don't think that others are not asking. You are giving your time for your own purpose, for your own self benefit, not for others. Whether others are very fantastic, very intelligent, but you have your issue, you should ask. Like Ritika said, I want to refer basics. I said, no, I will teach the basics also. Similarly, in performance management, no basics study. I am there. I am assuming that you have never studied costing, management, accounting in life. I will teach from that level. Don't worry. Anything. I am waiting for 2-3 minutes. If anybody has anything to ask, you can chat in the chat box. I will reply. Otherwise, I will start the study of the subject. If anybody has anything to say, anything to ask, waiting for everybody. Chetan, Sachin, Masiullah, Ritika, Swaroop. Passing percentage for PM Institute passing percentage. अगर इंस्टीट्यूट का पासिंग परसेंटेज की बात करें तो मैंने यहां पर दिखाया था आप लोग को अभी. The passing percentage of the institute is around 40% in last 5 terms. In our case, the passing percentage is around 70%. Sometime it is 65, 66 also, sometime it is 75 also. So हम लोग के केस में जितने भी लोग एग्जाम देंगे, suppose I will say that there will be around 20 student giving exam for PM. Out of 20, minimum 12-13 student will pass. Maximum 15-16. 100% result नहीं होता सर आप academy में सर. But it is always greater than the institute pass percentage. Any other doubt? Anything to ask? Any question? सर आज बेसिक्स पढ़ाएंगे. Not any topic. Because to start performance management, first of all, I need to deal with basics. लेकिन वो बेसिक्स अगर आप जानते भी होंगे आपको लगेगा पहली बार पढ़ रहे हैं. इन लाइफ यू आर स्टडिंग फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम एंड इट इज वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. बहुत मजा आने वाला है. ठीक है. According to institute, student those who are studying PM they already know that. But हम लोग उसको पहले पढ़ेंगे, पहले कवर करेंगे. Sir, I'm trying my level best. Around Thursday, Friday, sir. I have given the target to all of you for CMA US that students should make the payment for HOC material by Thursday. So by Thursday evening or Friday, you will get the material, sir. Because what I will do, sir. I think now let's proceed, है ना? I don't think so there is any doubt from anybody. आगे बढ़ते हैं. As I said in the last class of CMA, that CMA student can join this class after 1 hour. तो अब जो पढ़ेंगे वो सभी के लिए रेलेवेंट है, because presently I was talking about ACCA exam pattern and everything. Now there is no difference from here when I am starting. It's a CMA or ACCA, doesn't matter. सर अगर पहले तो 80 स्टूडेंट अगर एग्जाम बुक करेंगे तो पहले तो मैं सभी स्टूडेंट के चरण धोकर पीऊंगा यार, क्योंकि जिंदगी में मैं तो बहुत चेष्टा करता हूं, लेकिन 25% से ज्यादा स्टूडेंट एग्जाम देते नहीं. टुडे यू मे बी थिंकिंग, आई विल आस्क यू लेटर ओनली सर, आर यू गिविंग, कोई इफ्स एंड बट्स नहीं चलेगा सर. लेकिन मेरे लाइफ में मैंने नहीं देखा कि 25% से ज्यादा स्टूडेंट एग्जाम देते हैं. क्यों नहीं देते उसका हजारों कारण मैंने आपको बोल दिया है. लेकिन अगर 80 स्टूडेंट एग्जाम देंगे तो 80 में से भी द पास परसेंटेज विल बी 70%. इट विल नॉट बी 25 सर. 80 into 70% you take 50-55 स्टूडेंट फिर भी कम से कम पास होंगे यार. बिकॉज स्टूडेंट एग्जाम देने क्यों नहीं जाता? बिकॉज वो पढ़ता नहीं है ना. दे आर नॉट स्टडिंग. They are not giving exam because they are not studying. It's not that they are not giving exam even though after they are studying. ऐसा कोई नहीं है. तो पढ़ते नहीं है ना स्टूडेंट यार. बोलेंगे सर ऐसा क्यों बोल रहे हैं सर? सर ऐसा ही है यार. मैं सीए पढ़ाता था इन द क्लासरूम, फिजिकल क्लासरूम, 150-200 स्टूडेंट्स. कितने लोग एग्जाम देते थे? 200 में से 20-30 स्टूडेंट्स. बैलेंस 170. सर नेक्स्ट बैच में फिर करेंगे सर. ये अभी की बात नहीं है, ये सीए से चल रहा है सर. It's not that ACCA, CIMA, CMA. It is happening since CA. जब आप स्कूल कॉलेज का एग्जाम देते हैं वहां पर कोई एग्जाम डेफरमेंट का क्वेश्चन नहीं आता, लेकिन प्रोफेशनल एग्जाम में 80% 70% आर ड्रॉप आउट्स. एग्जाम देते ही नहीं है सर. जितने भी स्टूडेंट चेतन एग्जाम देंगे क्लियर होंगे मिनिमम 65, मैक्सिमम 75 to 80% फ्रॉम सराफ. नहीं क्लियर होंगे तो सब लोगों को पैसे वापस फ्री में सर. ठीक है. अभी भी जो लोग एग्जाम दिए हैं, आपको अगर रिजल्ट चाहिए तो मैं दे दूंगा कि इतने लोग एग्जाम दिए, इतने लोग पास हुए. आई विल गिव यू नेम, नंबर, एवरीथिंग. इवन दो दैट इज नॉट अलाउड टू शेयर बाय द एसीसीए इंस्टीट्यूट, बट आई विल शेयर. आप खुद एनालिसिस कर लेना सर. ठीक है. एग्जाम देने के लिए पहले दिन से बातें सुननी पड़ती है, पहले दिन से पढ़ाई करना पड़ता है. फ्रॉम फर्स्ट डे यू नीड टू फॉलो मी. कोई स्टूडेंट बोलता है सर शुरू में आप बहुत धीरे धीरे पढ़ाते हैं, फिर बाद में बहुत जल्दी. कुछ ऐसे ही पढ़ाते हैं यार. जब शुरू में मैं 3, 4, 5 क्लासेस ले रहा हूं और आप मेरे साथ साथ स्टडी नहीं कर रहे, तो 5th, 6th क्लास आते आते आपको लगेगा मैं बहुत स्पीड में आ गया. बिकॉज वट एवर आई एम गोइंग टू टीच टूडे, इट विल बी रेलिवेंट इवन इन द लास्ट क्लास ऑल्सो. जो मैं अभी पढ़ाने वाला हूं वो तो लास्ट क्लास. तो आप अगर इसको पढ़ोगे ही नहीं तो मैं आगे इसको कैसे समझाऊंगा? आप समझो. आई एम टेकिंग यू टू द फर्स्ट फ्लोर, सेकंड फ्लोर, थर्ड फ्लोर, फोर्थ फ्लोर, फिफ्थ फ्लोर, and now you are reaching to the 5th floor. You are forgetting everything, first, second, third, fourth. So you are sitting on a hollow. You will get down. गिरोगे ना. तो स्टूडेंट साथ साथ पढ़ता नहीं और उसको लगता है सर जल्दी जल्दी फिगर्स बोल रहे हैं, जल्दी जल्दी. बिलीव करिए विद्या हाथ में है यार. मैं कोई जल्दी नहीं बोल रहा. आपको पहला क्लास में वो सिंपल लग रहा है, चौथी पांचवी से गड़बड़ लग रहा है, बिकॉज आप पढ़ते नहीं हो. बोलेगा सर मैंने तो पढ़ा था. सर पढ़ा कैसे? लाइव रिकॉर्डिंग, doing the same thing again, making your notes, doing extra questions, raising your doubts. वो सब किया क्या आपने? नहीं किया तो गड़बड़ी है सर. कैसे होएगा? एक क्लास आई एम टेकिंग 3 hours, आई एम आस्किंग यू टू स्टडी ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ दैट क्लास 6 hours. तभी तो 3 और 6 9. देन अगेन 3 hours, देन अगेन आई एम आस्किंग यू टू 6 hours. मैं 5 से 6 घंटे आपको खुद से पढ़ने बोल रहा हूं. तो आपको पढ़ोगे नहीं तो कैसे होएगा? Now you see a believer again. Sir, we have already discussed all these things. A believer you. We have already discussed all these things. How many hours to study in last 1 hour? Should I say this again? You can do the recording, sir. You joined late, sir. It's not possible to discuss the same thing again, sir. Hello, Mr. Believer. Are you getting? Now see the recordings and accordingly follow the time rule. Hello, Mr. Believer. Are you getting? बिलीवर जी आपने पूछा तो सर ये आगे जवाब तो दे दो मेरे भाई. यस सर. आप अगर शुरू से होते तो 1 घंटा से यही बात चल रही है, अभी वापस बोलेंगे सब बोर हो जाएंगे यार. इट विल बी वेरी बोरिंग फॉर अदर्स. सो डू द रिकॉर्डिंग सर. एवरीथिंग एक्सप्लेन्ड. आगे बढ़ते हैं, चलिए. बहुत बकबक हो गया. आई हैव रिटन रिवीजन ऑफ मैनेजमेंट अकाउंटिंग. In ACCA knowledge level, management accounting is there. In the management accounting, some basic portion is required to study PM, performance management. That basic portion is related to standard costing, even though we have a separate chapter in performance management, advanced variance. लेकिन यहाँ थोड़ा सा basic से standard costing समझना होगा. Then you can say costing techniques, absorption marginal, and some basic budgeting techniques. सबसे पहले, the first thing to discuss, if I will ask everybody in the class, somebody is asking you what is cost. Somebody is asking you what is cost. Now, whether you have studied management accounting in your life or not doesn't matter. As a layman, as a common sense, as a general practical knowledge, if somebody will ask you to say what is cost, now don't see Google or Chat GPT and start copy paste here. Don't do that. In your own language, if somebody will ask you what is cost, then what you will say? I expect a chat from some of the students. If somebody, not a Chat GPT or Google definition, I am asking your own understanding. What is cost? Money required to make a product. So believer is saying that cost means money required to make a product. Good. It is not a Chat GPT or Google answer. Very good. Then others. Kharcha. Manjunath is saying kharcha. Then others, everybody. अरे यार chat नहीं करेंगे क्या? If you don't communicate in the class, your understanding level will be very low. You have to engage yourself in the class. And the engagement is possible through chat and through voice message. Voice message today is not possible in YouTube, but in my software possible. Lagat. Cost is an expense for producing something. Amount incurred to produce a product. Price of a product. Actual expenses made towards the product or services. The amount incurred to make something. Okay, good one, sir. All these things which you are explaining, I am explaining the same thing through an example. वही बोल रहा हूं मैं, आपको एक एग्जाम्पल दे रहा हूं. I am giving just an example. If somebody joins CMA US classes with me, then my fees is 63,999. If somebody is joining ACCA classes with me, say 2 subjects, then my fees is 33,199. For CMA US, the fees is 63,999. And for ACCA, the 2 subject fees is 33,199. Okay. This is for you all. when you are paying to us, this is a cost for you. For us, it is a sales revenue. It is a training classes fees. It is an income for Saraf Academy. But when I have calculated this cost, this price, 66,999 or 33,199, definitely I must have calculated the cost for each student. मैंने हर एक स्टूडेंट का कॉस्ट निकाला होगा. It is very difficult to find out cost of a product. You will realize this in the today's example. आपको कोई बोलेगा कि the cost of a product, suppose you must be saying Shark Tank. Shark Tank में वो लोग बोलते हैं आपका ब्रेकअप बताइए कि भाई if your sale revenue is 100, then your cost of goods sold is 30%, 40%, you're selling admin this much percent and all that. आप cost per unit बताइए, ऐसा बोलते हैं. It is very simple to hear from other person from my mouth. But आप एक ध्यान दीजिएगा, if you are working somewhere and the organization is selling a particular product or the organization is offering some services, find the cost of that product or service. एक बार चेष्टा करना. If you will say that I am not working anywhere, I am a student still, sir. आपके मम्मी पापा कहीं वर्क करते होंगे. आपका you can say मम्मी पापा का कोई बिजनेस होगा. आप वो जो प्रोडक्ट वो लोग ऑफर करते हैं उसका कॉस्टिंग निकालिए. नानी याद आ जाएगा सर. कॉस्टिंग सब्जेक्ट पढ़ने से कुछ नहीं होएगा. It is very, very difficult to find out cost of a product or service. मान लीजिए, I am giving example how I am doing calculation of costing for my product. Suppose in my case, first of all, I am identifying all the expenditures. The expenditure of software, because presently I am taking class from YouTube, but normally there is a software we are using and there is an expenditure for the software. There are two types of expenditure for the software. One is per student expenditure. कोई भी स्टूडेंट हमारे साथ रजिस्टर करेगा तो मेरे को सॉफ्टवेयर वाले को एक पेमेंट करना होगा. That payment I am not disclosing to all of you, but हर एक स्टूडेंट के अगेंस्ट में there is a payment to the software provider. That is the recording software. आप जो रिकॉर्डिंग क्लासेस करते हो उसके अगेंस्ट में हर एक स्टूडेंट के ऊपर मेरा पैसा जाता है. दूसरा, for every student when you are making payment to us, there is a goods and service tax 18%, which I need to pay for every student. If you are paying 100 rupees, I need to pay 18 rupees to government. सेल प्राइस में मेरा वो कॉस्ट है. Other than this, I don't think so there is any direct cost relating to every student. और सारे cost indirect. Indirect means they are common and I need to identify for each student separately. अब वो identify करने का there is no formula. I need to do permutation combination to calculate cost. Suppose we have around 15 staff working in our organization. 15 स्टाफ का सैलरी एवरेज में आप मोटा मोटी समझ लीजिए 20,000 रुपया करके 3 लाख रुपए मंथली सैलरी है. सराफ एकेडमी में 3 लाख नहीं है, 2.5 लाख है. इट इज 2,50,000 पर मंथ. वेदर द स्टूडेंट ज्वाइंस और नॉट डजंट मैटर. इलेक्ट्रिसिटी इन द ट्यूशन सेंटर, इन दिस ऑफिस एंड ऑल दैट, मंथली इलेक्ट्रिसिटी एक्सपेंडिचर इन द समर टाइम it is around 20,000. In the winter time, it is around 8 to 10,000. Average में you can say 15,000 per month. So we can say 2,50,000 plus 15, 2,65,000. Internet expenditure. In house, this system and all that, we have 2 internet. In office also, we have 2 internet, 4 internet. And for every internet, we are paying approximately 2,200 to 2,500 per month. All are heavy service. So approximately 10,000 internet cost every month. Then comes, if I will say that computer, laptop, camera, furniture, all the assets are not going to be used for whole life. They will be used for certain number of years. Maybe based on the certain number of years, the depreciation cost of the asset. If I will say that in present value term, today's value term, I am using an asset of around 5 to 6 crore, and you consider minimum depreciation of 10%, then it will be coming around 50 lakh per year. The depreciation is 50 lakh per year. But the other expenditure I have said per month, 2,50,000, 15 and 10, that is 275. Then comes the normal, you can say, study material charges, institute membership fee, ACCA membership fee, CIMA membership fee, CMA membership fee, some other charges are there. You can say approximately in a year, it is around 3 lakh. Then for ACCA student, for every student, we are bearing the registration expenditure, 30 pound. That 30 pound is coming around 3,000. That is also direct cost for ACCA student. For ACCA student, it is 3,500 because 1 pound is not available in 100 rupees. 1 pound cost is 104, 105, many times 107, 108 also. So it is around 3,500 per student. Then you can say that calculating these cost, all the cost, forget about my and my wife's salary. वो छोड़ दीजिए आप एक बार जो एक्चुअली पॉकेट से एक्सपेंडिचर्स वी आर इनकरिंग, उसको मेरे को पर स्टूडेंट निकालना है. Now you will say that, sir, you add up all the cost in a year and you divide by number of students, you will get per student cost. You add up all the cost of the student in a year और आप number of student पर. Problem is that in a year exact cost मालूम नहीं है, but I can forecast with 98% accuracy what will be the annual cost. मैं निकाल सकता हूं, कोई problem नहीं. But number of student I cannot forecast in a year. Normally, in average, I am teaching around 1,000 students. ACCA, CIMA, CMA, CPA, Diploma, IFRS. It's approximately in a year 1,000 students. But if you divide the total cost with 1,000 students, then the course fees for every subject should be same. Why it is different? Why the CMA will pay 63,999 and why the ACCA for 2 subjects will be paying 33,199? I am doing purely illogical with all the students. Sir, this ACCA students is studying 2 subjects PM, FM, which is in CMA US is only 50 to 60% of the 2 subjects. The balance 50-60%. For that ACCA student, not CMA students are given extra classes on Saturday for part 1, for part 2. So I don't think so that doing the calculation per student basis is logical. In place of that, if I will be doing the calculation, student hours, suppose a ACCA student for 2 subjects will be studying 160 hours and the CMA students will be studying for 220 hours. Suppose ACCA, there are 600 students, 600 into 1, 600 into, now every student is not joining for 2 subjects. Some of the student in ACCA joining for 4, someone 1, someone 3, yeah, someone professional level, this level. मेरे को सबका टाइमिंग निकालना होगा. Student hour, student hour, student hour, 1,000 student hour. And then I will divide my total cost, which is not on student basis, indirect, divide by student hour. Suppose, just hypothetically, every student in a year, if they are there with me for the entire year, they will be studying with us, say in a week, around 2 classes, 6 hours. So in a week, 52 into 6, 52 into 6, around 300 hours. So 1,000 into 300. 1,000 into 300 will be giving me total student hour. I will divide the total cost of the year by 1,000 into 300. That is 3 lakh student hour. So I will be getting for 1 student for 1 hour the cost. 1 student, 1 hour the common cost, the indirect cost. In that I will add GST. In that I will add, I need to pay to the software wala. In that I will add, I need to pay to the institute for their registration. And that is giving me the cost per student per hour. So if an ACCA student is going to study for 2 hours, if I 2 subjects, then whatever number of hours the student is going to study, I will multiply with my per hour cost. And when I will multiply, I will get the total cost for that student for 2 subjects of ACCA. I will add up my margin, my markup, 10%, 20%, 30%, whatever I require. Sale price, the tuition fees, which I will be charging from a student. बोलेगा सर आप ये करते हैं, सर मैं करता हूं. लेकिन आई एम नॉट डूइंग दिस इन राइटिंग, उतना टाइम नहीं है। वाई आई एम नॉट डूइंग इन राइटिंग? बिकॉज टू हुम आई विल शो, नाइदर टू माई वाइफ, नाइदर टू माई स्टाफ, because it will be going above their head, and my wife is not interested in knowing this. Sometimes she asks, मैं सोचता हूं मैं तो कैलकुलेशन मुंह में ही डेली कर रहा हूं, तुम यार क्या बात कर रहे हो? आई एम नॉट सेइंग शी इज मैड, शी इज ऑल्सो, यू कैन से, प्रोफेशनली एजुकेटेड एंड ऑल दैट, बट फिर भी आई मीन टू से दैट सर, अगर आपसे जीएसटी मैंने लिया 100 रुपया, हम लोग का इनपुट कोई 20 रुपया करीब होता है, 80 रुपीज पॉकेट से जाता ही है सर। आपसे लिया और दिया ना, हम लोग को पूरा क्रेडिट नहीं मिलता सर। आप ट्यूशन फीस में जीएसटी मत जोड़िए। आप बोलेंगे सर ट्यूशन फीस में आपने जीएसटी दिया तो मैंने तो गवर्नमेंट को दे दिया ना, तो मेरे पॉकेट में थोड़ी ना आया। या आप ट्यूशन फीस को 18% माइनस करके लीजिए, 18 नहीं तो 15%। हर्ष जी अगर पढ़ते हैं तो सर ये भी समझिए सर, यही चीज मैं बोल रहा हूं कि द स्टडी इज नॉट ओनली बेसिस ऑफ बुक्स, द स्टडी नीड टू बी डन विथ अ कॉन्सेप्ट। आप बोल रहे हैं सर जीएसटी मेरे लिए कॉस्ट नहीं है, तो आपने ट्यूशन फीस जो मेरे को दिया वो तो जीएसटी लेकर है, तो आप जीएसटी मेरा इनकम भी मत मानिए सर, मैं तो गवर्नमेंट को दे रहा हूं ना, मेरे पास थोड़ी ना आ रहा है। क्या हर्ष जी, हर्ष शर्मा जी, क्या सर? इफ इट इज नॉट अ कॉस्ट फॉर मी, we have whatever GST we are paying on our resources, that is total GST का 20% मैक्सिमम होता है, 80% हमको गवर्नमेंट को देना पड़ता है। तो या तो आप ट्यूशन फीस में जीएसटी ऐड ही मत करिए कि भाई वो मेरा इनकम नहीं है। यस मिस्टर पंकज, समझ गए सर? सर मन से समझिए सर, दिल से, यहां से बोल रहा हूं मैं, यहां से किताब से पढ़ के नहीं बोल रहा हूं, दिल से, दिमाग से, खून से निकल रहा है कॉस्टिंग। प्रकाश सराफ के खून से कॉस्टिंग निकलता है सर, ये समझ लेना एक बात। जिंदगी में कहीं से भी आपको, मैं नहीं बोल रहा, बट विथ माई टीचिंग एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ 30 years, कॉस्टिंग 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 यहां खून से निकलता है, ब्लड से यार, बात समझिए आप। हर चीज का मेरे पास लॉजिक है, ठीक है। आई मीन टू से दैट जब आप लोग ज्वाइन करते हैं तो मैं क्या बोलता हूं, यू नीड टू कंसीडर योर सेल्फ एज एन इंडिविजुअल स्टूडेंट। कि सपोज आपने एसीसीए का 2 सब्जेक्ट के लिए ज्वाइन किया, वी आर चार्जिंग 33, हर दिन कोई ना कोई ज्वाइन करता है, आज भी 2-3 स्टूडेंट ज्वाइन किए हैं आपके बैच में ही, पीएम एफएम में है। 33,199 अगर स्टूडेंट ने दिया, उसमें 18% टैक्स है, उसमें सॉफ्टवेयर वाले को पेमेंट करना है, और उसमें आपका रजिस्ट्रेशन है। आप इन तीनों चीज को निकालेंगे तो इसमें से मोटा मोटी 9 to 10,000 गया, मेरे पास नहीं आया। स्टूडेंट को तो लगता है ही हैज गिवन, ही और सी हैज गिवन 33, बट 33 में से 10,000 करीब गया, 9,000 गया होगा यार, मोटा मोटी 23,000 अपने पास बचा। एंड आई एम गोइंग टू टीच फॉर 2 subjects 80 160 आवर, सो 23,000 डिवाइडेड बाई 160, 23,000 डिवाइडेड बाई 160 per hour, it is coming approximately 150 rupees. The cost of the student is 150. For Saraf Academy 150 is my revenue. उस 150 में मेरा सारा खर्चा है सर, सैलरी, डेप्रिसिएशन, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, पावर जो कॉमन है, फिर जाके कुछ बचता है। अगर स्टूडेंट पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से सोचे, पर आवर द स्टूडेंट इज पेइंग 150 रुपीज। घर पे टीचर पढ़ाने आते हैं, मेरा बच्चा है 5 years का, टीचर पढ़ाने आते हैं, घर पे जो टीचर पढ़ाने आते हैं वो पर डे का क्लास का 400 रुपए ले रहे हैं सर। इन अ वीक कमिंग फॉर 2 times 800 800 800 4 weeks का 3,200 3,500 रुपीज। यानी कि घर पे आने वाला टीचर बेसिक लेवल का 1 घंटे पढ़ाने का 400 रुपए ले रहा है। तो हम लोग तो आपको बोल रहे हैं कि हम पर घंटे पढ़ाने का 150 रुपीज ले रहे हैं। मेरे पास एक स्टूडेंट, एक पर्सन है जो अभी बीटी पढ़ा रहे हैं, वो बोले कि सर मैं जब पढ़ती थी ना तो मेरे को लगता था टीचर लोग इतनी फीस क्यों लेते हैं, बहुत ज्यादा लेते हैं, लेकिन अब जब मैं पढ़ा रही हूं तो मेरे को लगता है सर हम लोग इतनी कमती फीस क्यों लेते हैं। द ग्रास इज ऑलवेज ग्रीनर अदर साइड। आई एम नॉट सेइंग दैट आई एम चार्जिंग लेस और मोर, बट मैं एक कैलकुलेशन आपको समझा रहा हूं। कि आप 1 घंटे का, अगर आप सीएमए की स्टूडेंट है तो भी हम 1 घंटे का चार्जेस 150 रुपीज के अनुसार सभी स्टूडेंट से लेते हैं। 150 रुपीज में मेरा सारा खर्चा है, बैलेंस इनकम है। 150 इनकम नहीं है, खर्चे भी हैं सर। अब कोई स्टूडेंट बोलेगा सर और फीस कम नहीं होगा, सर नहीं होएगा। 33,199 का 198 भी नहीं होएगा। 63,999 का 998 भी नहीं होएगा। If others are charging less, you go there. There is no problem, sir. But I have done my costing. I am able to survive because the number of students in a batch are 100, 80, 120, 130. अदरवाइज तो ये फीस से कवर नहीं होएगा खर्चा। जब आप कभी पढ़ाने जाएंगे तब आपको समझ में आएगा कॉस्टिंग सर। ये जो कॉस्टिंग हम लोग निकाल रहे हैं, क्यों निकाल रहे हैं? व्हाई वी आर डूइंग दिस कॉस्ट कैलकुलेशन? The cost calculation is there to record your cost in the books, to calculate income. आप सोचेंगे इन फाइनेंशियल अकाउंटिंग, इन फाइनेंशियल मैनेजमेंट, आप पीएल अकाउंट बना रहे हो, प्रॉफिट निकाल रहे हो, भाई खर्चा मालूम ही नहीं है, पीएल अकाउंट बनेगा कैसे? विदाउट नोइंग द कॉस्ट यू कांट कैलकुलेट योर इनकम। विदाउट नोइंग द कॉस्ट यू कांट कंट्रोल योर कॉस्ट। अगर मेरे को चाहिए मेरा पर स्टूडेंट खर्चा कम लगे, if I don't know my detail of the cost per student, per hour and all that, how I will control my cost? If I don't know the cost, how I will price my product? How I will charge 33,199 from the student? For pricing, I need to check competitor also. I'm not questioning. But for pricing, I need to know my cost. If I don't know the cost, how I will evaluate my performance? मेरा प्रॉफिट ज्यादा हुआ, कम हुआ, कहां गड़बड़ हुआ, कहां नहीं हुआ? हाउ आई विल बी डूइंग माई परफॉर्मेंस इवैल्यूएशन? हाउ आई विल compete in the market with my competitors if I don't able to know my cost and control my cost? बगैर कॉस्ट जिंदगी में कुछ है क्या? अगर आपके घर में मम्मी है, हस्बैंड है, वाइफ है, ब्रदर है, सिस्टर है, खाना बनाते हैं, किचन चलता है, तो क्या वो लोग कॉस्टिंग नहीं निकालते कि साग सब्जी आटे फाटे का क्या खर्चा लगता है? दुनिया में कोई पढ़ा ले, सपोज देयर इज अ हॉकर selling puchka in Kolkata, selling anything, maybe he has not studied. There are so many persons you are connecting in life regularly who have never studied anything. नोट गिनना उनको भी आता है, उनको भी मालूम है कि द कॉस्ट इज 100, आई शुड बी गेटिंग 110, 120। दुनिया का हर बेवकूफ को कॉस्ट के बारे में मालूम है, लेकिन ये जो कॉस्ट के बारे में उनको मालूम है वो नहीं, वो कुछ नहीं है। बिकॉज कॉस्ट का, व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ कॉस्ट? in any organization, if you go, Reliance, ITC, Hindustan, Unilever, Saraf Academy, anywhere you go, you are able to calculate cost of the product or service of the organization logically, so that you will help the organization in growth, so that you help the organization in controlling cost. The cost will be used to value inventory, the cost will be used to prepare PL account. आप कुछ भी नहीं कर सकते अगर आप कॉस्ट के बारे में नहीं जानते। आपको बोलने में बहुत मजा आएगा कॉस्ट मींस दिस, बट भाई नानी याद आ जाएगी जब आप कहीं पर कॉस्ट निकालने जाओगे। मैंने बहुत जगह कंसल्टेंसी दिया है। एक कंपनी थी, ड्राई फ्लावर्स बनाती थी, दे आर एक्सपोर्टिंग ओनली। हजारों तरह का फ्लावर है, जो मर्जी है चल रहा है, दे डोंट नो देयर कॉस्टिंग। हेल्प देम टू फाइंड आउट द कॉस्टिंग टू ग्रो देयर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन। पढ़ने का पर्पस ये नहीं है कि एग्जाम में क्वेश्चन आएगा, आंसर दे दिए, नंबर आ गया, फिनिश। पढ़ने का पर्पस है कि आप एक्चुअली कॉस्ट का मतलब समझते हैं क्या। आप कहीं भी जाएंगे, वेदर यू कैन कैलकुलेट कॉस्ट ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट और सर्विस फॉर द डिसीजन मेकिंग पर्पस, फॉर प्राइसिंग ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट, फॉर रिकॉर्डिंग इन द बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट, फॉर कंट्रोल पर्पस, फॉर परफॉर्मेंस इवेल्युएशन पर्पस। विदाउट कॉस्ट तो कुछ नहीं होने वाला है, कुछ भी नहीं होने वाला है। So all the definition are correct which started with Chetan or anybody, जहां से चालू हुआ सारे डिफिनेशन सही है। ड्राइवर को बोल दो, ड्राइवर। All the definitions are correct, but whether the definition is enough or we need to understand costing in a proper practical sense. आप एक बात समझिए, जिस भी आदमी को काम करने बुला लो, खाना बनाने वाला को खाना नहीं बनाना आता, सफाई करने वाले को सफाई नहीं आता, काउंसलिंग करने वाले को काउंसलिंग नहीं आता, या किसी को पढ़ाने वाले को पढ़ाना नहीं आता। दुनिया में ऐसा प्रॉब्लम क्यों है? क्यों है? और पैसा सभी को चाहिए। आई एम पिस्ड ऑफ विद दिस। स्टाफ को मैनेज करो, घर में कुक को मैनेज करो, इसको मैनेज करो, उसको देखो, स्टूडेंट को बोलो पढ़ो तो नहीं पढ़ता है। सब कोई अपना काम क्यों नहीं करते? इसका मतलब इंटरेस्ट की कमी है, मजा नहीं आता। वॉट एवर यू आर डूइंग, यू आर नॉट लाइकिंग दैट, यू आर नॉट फाइंडिंग इंटरेस्ट इन दैट। इसीलिए आप वो काम को ठीक से नहीं कर पाते। एग्जाम क्यों नहीं देते? क्योंकि आपको पढ़ने में मजा नहीं आता। नहीं देने का ओनली वन रीजन, दिस रीजन दैट फैमिली इश्यूज, हेल्थ इश्यू, ऑफिस इश्यू, ऑल आर बोगस, बिलीव मी। एक सब्जेक्ट का एग्जाम देने के लिए सारी फालतू बात है। प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि हम अपना काम ठीक से नहीं करते, कभी हम सेटिस्फाइड नहीं होंगे। अगर मैं आपको पढ़ा रहा हूं, इसका पैसे से क्या मतलब है? वेदर यू हैव पेड और मी और नॉट, फॉरगेट अबाउट दिस। इफ आई एम नॉट एंजॉइंग while teaching to all of you, I give you outcome। तो आप सब्जेक्ट को केवल एग्जाम, नंबर, क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करना मत समझिए। सब्जेक्ट को, उसको प्रैक्टिकल लीजिए। इफ यू आर डूइंग सेल्फ स्टडी, यू नीड टू टेक प्रैक्टिकल एग्जाम्पल्स। आई एम टेकिंग माई एग्जाम्पल जस्ट दैट यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड वेरी फास्ट। मेरे को तो अलग अलग कंपनी का एग्जाम्पल लेने का मन है। तो जहां पर भी आप हैं वहां कॉस्टिंग निकालिए। आपके घर में अगर एक चपाती बनता है तो कॉस्ट क्या पड़ता है, सारा लीजिए। आप कहीं पर काम करते हैं तो आप उस एरिया में नहीं है, फिर भी कॉस्टिंग निकालिए। पढ़ने का पर्पस केवल यही है, अकॉर्डिंग टू मी। आपके पास ACCA डिग्री है, CMA है, डजेंट मैटर, कोई नहीं देखने वाला है। डू यू हैव स्किल्स टू हेल्प द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, टू सॉल्व द प्रॉब्लम ऑफ द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन? कम इन, come in. But if you don't have a skill, maybe you have ACCA, maybe you have CMA, tata bye bye, get out. That's the rule of life. What is cost? पहले हमने यही समझा है, और ये मैंने यहां पर अपनी लैंग्वेज में लिख कर रखा है। फॉर वैल्यूइंग इन्वेंट्री, फॉर रिकॉर्डिंग कॉस्ट, फॉर प्राइसिंग ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट, फॉर टेकिंग डिसीजंस, द कॉस्ट इज रिक्वायर्ड फॉर दिस पर्पस। इसीलिए हम लोग क्या बोल रहे हैं? What we are saying? We are saying that basic understanding of management accounting, basic understanding of management accounting. What is basic understanding? Which, if we are graduate, studied in graduation. If we are not a graduate, we studied in management accounting. Or if not, then I'm teaching from the basics only. Just now somebody said that, sir, मेरे को accounts का basic सीखना है। मैं आपको accounts में यहीं से ऐसे ही पढ़ाऊंगा, इतना टाइम है। In 80 hours, I can explain with the basics. You will think that, sir, in the first class you are going slow. Believe me, I'm not going slow. मैं जो ये बात आज कर रहा हूं, आपको 4 क्लास बाद मैं वापस थोड़ी ना बोलूंगा। 4 क्लासेस बाद आपको ये बात ध्यान रहनी चाहिए। और एक बार में बोलने से नहीं ध्यान रहेगी, रिकॉर्डिंग करना होगा, फिर से वापस करना होगा, तब रहेगी ना। और आप बोलेंगे सर जल्दी जल्दी पढ़ा रहे हैं। मैं जल्दी नहीं पढ़ा रहा यार, मैं ऐसे ही पढ़ाता हूं। माई वे ऑफ टीचिंग इज दिस ओनली, बिकॉज आप लोग को धीरे धीरे, मेरे को भी धीरे धीरे समझ में आता था। आई वॉज नॉट वेरी ब्रिलियंट स्टूडेंट, बट आई वॉज वेरी स्टूडियस। सुबह से रात तक पढ़ाई करना, एट द स्टूडेंट टाइम, सुबह उठो पढ़ाई, रात को सोने तक पढ़ाई, ओनली स्टडी। एंड वंस आई स्टार्टेड डूइंग आर्टिकलशिप एंड ऑल दैट, आर्टिकलशिप से आए, घर पे बैठते ही पढ़ाई, जाने के पहले पढ़ाई, ओनली स्टडी। आई वॉज एंजॉइंग स्टडी। और आज भी आई एम स्टडिंग ओनली सिंस मॉर्निंग टिल इवनिंग। मे बी यू आर स्टडिंग 2-3 आवर्स, आई एम स्टडिंग इन आवर 24 आवर में कम से कम 10 से 12 घंटे। नोट्स बनाना, स्टूडेंट को जवाब देना, पढ़ाना, पढ़ना, यही चल रहा है सर। मजा आता है। आई एम फॉलोइंग माई पैशन, माई इंटरेस्ट। You need to enjoy study. Then only you can say that I am understanding the concept properly. Now, if I want to find out actual cost of every student, the actual cost can be calculated when the actual outcome will be there. Suppose I am talking about January to December 2024. So actual cost I will be able to calculate when? Actual cost I will be able to calculate when December 2024 will come. So for the year, I will not sell my product. I will not sell my training classes. I will not offer classes to you because cost kahan se laएं, pricing कैसे करें? So normally in whole world, not only in Saraf Academy, in whole world, the biggest organization of the world, Google, Apple, Reliance, Ambani, Tata, Birla, Tisco, any company, or the smallest organization like Saraf Academy, we need to calculate standard cost. That is, what is going to be the cost of the product or services under a normal condition. If I will be teaching ACCA PM for 80 hours, what will be my cost per student? If I will be teaching CIMA US Part 1 for 110 hours, what will be my cost per student? If I will be teaching a particular course, then what will be my cost on a standard basis? So मैंने जो शुरू में आपको बोला था ना कि सैलरीज 2,50,000, वो सब स्टैंडर्ड ही था. ऐसा भी तो हो सकता है कोई स्टाफ नया आ गया, उसकी सैलरी बढ़ गई, कोई चला गया, रेंट बढ़ गया, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बढ़ गई, रेट बढ़ गया, ये सब अपने स्टैंडर्ड की बात कर रहे हैं. Whenever in the practical life we calculate cost for pricing, for decision making, for control purpose, we calculate standard cost per unit. So I discussed with you the standard cost of one student in my class. Standard cost of one student for one particular subject for 1 hour in my class. मैं वो standard cost की बात कर रहा था. I was not talking actual cost. It is essential that if you want to do pricing, do valuation of inventory, do cost control, do performance evaluation, you need to follow standard cost. अगर आपको cost control करना है कि आपका खर्चा इतना लगना चाहिए, जब आप स्टैंडर्ड निकालोगे फिर तो एक्चुअल से कंपेयर करोगे ना. अगर आपको प्लान करना है मेरा खर्चा इतना होना चाहिए, इतना स्टूडेंट को पढ़ाना, इतना फायदा होना चाहिए, यू नीड टू हैव स्टैंडर्ड कॉस्ट. अगर आपको परफॉर्मेंस इवैल्यूएशन करना है फॉर अ डिपार्टमेंट, फॉर अ डिवीजन, यू नीड टू हैव स्टैंडर्ड कॉस्ट. Even in accounts, financial reporting, those who have studied financial reporting with us, many students are there in the class. I have taught IS2 inventory. Under inventory we can follow FIFO method, average method. LIFO तो नहीं कर सकते, but the FIFO and average method का cost can be calculated by standard cost, not the actual cost. We can calculate costing based on standard cost. Accounts allowing you to calculate costing on standard cost. Normally, standard cost is possible in my type of organization. 5 courses. I know I will be teaching for this many hours. This is the syllabus. This मेरे लिए कुछ नया नहीं है. It's homogeneous. आपके लिए ये बैच हो सकता है नया हो, मेरे लिए तो नॉर्मल बात है. मेरे लिए खाली फर्स्ट क्लास में थोड़ा सा मेरे को लगता है कि स्टूडेंट विल बी जजिंग वेरी मच कि सर कैसा पढ़ाते हैं, नहीं पढ़ाते हैं. दोज स्टूडेंट्स हु आर ऑलरेडी टेकिंग क्लासेस फ्रॉम अर्लियर बैचेस, उनके लिए कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. लेकिन नया नया स्टूडेंट आ जाया है, दे आर क्रिटिकली एनालाइजिंग द क्वालिटी ऑफ द क्लासेस. थोड़ा लगता है और ज्यादा बढ़िया पढ़ाए, ऐसा लगता है, थोड़ा सा टेंशन होता है. बट फ्रॉम द सेकेंड क्लास everyone becomes old only, normal. I mean to say, if you are producing homogeneous product, same type of product again and again, same type of services again and again, same type of system again and again, you can calculate standard cost very fast. But if you are doing different jobs for different customer, it is not a standard, it is non-standard, depend upon requirement. वहां पर standard costing लगाना थोड़ा मुश्किल है. वहां पर it will be difficult to find out standard cost. But you can say that कि suppose there is a chartered firm doing auditing services for clients. Client नया नया आता है, लेकिन काम तो वही करना है, स्टैट्यूटरी ऑडिट, इंटरनल ऑडिट, टैक्स ऑडिट, देन यू कैन से इंटरनल सिस्टम कंट्रोल ऑडिट, आईटी ऑडिट, वो तो वही करते हैं. कितने लोग लगेंगे, कितनी देर लगेगी. We can, even in a non-standard type of thing also, we can apply standard costing technique. We can do standard costing technique in non-standard type also. Because nahi to how you will quote the prices, how you will sell your product, how you will be, what do you say, set the target for your organization. So दुनिया में costing generally standard cost के basis पे निकाला जाता है. What is standard cost? Expected price and quantity of resources. Suppose I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about, say, ITC company, Aashirvaad Aata. For Aashirvaad Aata, For 1 kg of atta, they will be requiring wheat. Suppose they are purchasing 1 kg of wheat. They are purchasing in tons and not all. But they are purchasing 1 kg of wheat in 10 rupees. With 1 kg of wheat, they will be getting 800 kg of atta. Because there will be some machine wastage and all that. It's not that they are not efficient. But with 1 kg, they will be able to produce 800 grams of flour. 100 kg of wheat will be giving 800 grams of flour. That's, you can say, standard. For 1 kg wheat, the machine will be running from where the wheat will be converted into, what do you say, flour. It will be taking, say, 1 hour of the machine. One labor need to take the flour from the machine to pack it somewhere. There will be some labor cost also. Then there will be electricity, power, rent, depreciation, all these things. Those are overheads. Material, labor, and overhead are the 3 types of cost for any type of product or service. What will be the expected price of material? What will be the expected consumption of material, labor, and overheads? On the basis of that, we will be able to estimate the standard cost. Just an example, for a particular product in any organization, the standard cost is going to be this. The material will be A, B, C. The rate of material will be this. The consumption of material will be this. Labor consumption will be this. Labor rate will be this. Material labor is called the prime cost. And then the overhead expenditures, electricity, power, depreciation, or anything. The prime cost plus overhead, it is called standard cost of 1 unit. By estimating the price of resources, by estimating the consumption of quantity of resources, the standard cost is determined. This standard cost for this product, for the organization, is going to be 93 rupees. मेरे यहां पर स्टैंडर्ड कॉस्ट अगर निकालेंगे तो 100 रुपीज करीब पर स्टूडेंट पर आवर आएगा. In my organization, if I will calculate cost per student per hour, it will be coming 100 rupees. आप बोलेंगे सर आप 150 चार्ज करते हो, 50% मार्जिन. सर कौन गारंटी दिया है कि नंबर ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स विल बी 1000? Maybe there is a bad year, the number of students are 600, 700 only. Maybe there is a good year, the number of students are 1200, 1300. That is a forecast only. We need to keep some leeway. We need to keep some buffer in our pricing system. For myself, please guide me from beginning onwards. I'm not getting Pankaj what you are asking. For myself, please guide me from beginning onwards. Means what, sir? Can you elaborate this? Standard and budget is not same. What is budget? I'm coming. Budget can be a part of a standard. Standard is a bigger aspect. Budget is a smaller aspect. But Pankaj Kumar Ray, what you were telling, I'm not getting. Sir, for myself, please guide me from beginning onwards. Means what? Please guide me from beginning onwards means what do you want to say, sir? Hello, Mr. Pankaj. We all are waiting for you. What exactly you want to say? I will communicate that only. Sir, for myself, please guide me from beginning onwards. Means what, sir? If you joined the class just now, we cannot start from the beginning what we discussed. And if you are already from the beginning, it happens sometime, you will be able to recollect when I will revise again. There is no problem. But if somebody joined just 5-10 minutes back, then you will not be able to understand what I am discussing from the beginning. So the student has to do the recording. And even though if you are there from the beginning in the class, then also you have to do the recordings. Then only you will become a champion. Then only you will get the concept. So the costing concept means what each cost. I started with that discussion in the class. Some of the students said that, sir, cost of a product or a service, it is expenditure, kharcha. Then I taken the example of my classes and I explained the costing part in my classes and all that. And then I started saying about standard cost. So you were there since last 30-40 minutes in the class, because according to me, I started discussing what each cost at 9:20-25 around, and it is 10.07. So it's around already 40 minutes gone discussing what each cost. So are you there in the class from since last at least 40 minutes? If you are not there, then you face some problems, sir. And if somebody is already there in the class, they also need to do the recordings. मैंने तो पहले ही बोल दिया, रिकॉर्डिंग नहीं तो समझना नहीं, रिकॉर्डिंग तो करना ही पड़ेगा। क्या पंकज जी, आप कितनी देर पहले ज्वाइन किए हैं? अब पहले तो एक बार भी नहीं थे यार, कोई चैट नहीं था, अभी अभी आपका चैट आया है। So you are there since how long? जो भी है, जो बोल चुके हो उसको वापस से बोलना बहुत मुश्किल है, नहीं तो पढ़ ही नहीं पाएंगे यार। All the things are recorded. You can see the recordings after the class in YouTube only, because it is YouTube live. So once the class will be over, automatically you will get the recordings. You will be able to see on YouTube recordings. So 15 मिनट में 40 मिनट का चीज कैसे समझोगे यार? नहीं समझ में आएगा यार। और अगर मैं बोलूंगा तो सबको बोर करोगे आप क्लास में, बिकॉज हम लोग ऐसा कुछ पढ़े ही नहीं कि नहीं समझ में आए। Nothing we are discussing which anybody will not understand. Even a kid of 5 years old will be able to understand what I'm saying. Is I am correct, everybody? If you are believing that yes, then say why. If a 5-year, 6-year-old student is sitting in the class for last 40-45 minutes, even that student can understand what I'm communicating. If you believe that I'm saying correct, then say yes in the chat. Say why. If you believe that no, then say no. N. Please, other than Pankaj. I'm waiting for everybody's reply. Not that you need to just make me happy. For that reason, you will say yes. A normal kid is studying in 2 class, 3 class. Can he study whatever I'm saying? If you believe in that, then say why. Please, I'm waiting. If you don't believe, then say N. No problem. Is I'm teaching in English or Hindi? I don't think so. I know any language. It's not a language literature class. Silvio. Because sometimes students say, sir, English, Hindi. Arey bhai, English, Hindi nahi chal raha hai. It's not an English, Hindi. It's a concept. Whatever language you know, you will be able to understand whatever I am communicating. And I will be teaching like this only for all the classes. Believe me. बस आपको मेरे को फॉलो करना है. ओके सर? लेकिन वापस से नहीं हो सकता सर, अभी ऐसा कुछ मैंने बोला नहीं. I cannot teach the same thing again. Reason being that we need to cover up a portion na, for that reason. This is a standard cost. Suppose this is prepared by me. I went into this organization. I have seen that what they are doing, and I have seen that they are using 3 types of material, 2 types of labor and all that. I have done this calculation. Whether this calculation 93 rupees is wrong or right. Whether this 93 rupees is... Achha, 1 second, Vinay ji, others. Do you think that you need to write something when the class is running? आपको कुछ लिखने का मन है? Do you think that you all need to write something when I am teaching in the class? क्या कुछ लिखने का मन है? क्या भाई? क्या लिखेंगे सर? मैं तो फीलिंग से भूले जा रहा हूं. If I will be there in a physical classroom, forget about online, which I used to take classes till 2014. I taught 100-200 students in a classroom continuously. It's not now. It's not an online, physical classroom. तो मैं physical classroom में इस चीज को लिखता थोड़ी ना, whatever I am saying. I will be telling in the classroom, you all are my students. You are sitting here. There is a cost of this organization. I will start saying this example. तो कोई लिखते थोड़ी ना. कोई बोलेगा सर ऑनलाइन क्लास में लिख नहीं पाते. सर क्लासरूम में भी ये लिखा नहीं जाता है. It's a feeling, sir. Feeling cannot be written in line. It's a concept, it's an understanding. You can't write this, sir, whether you are there in the physical class or you are there in an online class. लिखने का कुछ नहीं है. जो भी लिखना है सब यहां लिखा हुआ है, और अगर कुछ लिखना होगा मैं क्लास में लिखते जाऊंगा. अभी कुछ ऐसा मिला नहीं. So you don't need to write. Just fixed. Sit calm. Close your room. Don't get disturbed by anybody. Focus whatever we are discussing. After the class, do the recording at a speed of 1.5, 1.8. Cover the class recording in 1 hour, 1.5 hours. After the recording, do the same thing which I am doing in the class on your own in 1 hour. Then do the other question which are not solved. Do this for 15 days. If you don't become a champion, come and hit me with a danda. If you don't become a champion, I am giving my words, then hit me with a danda. But you need to do this before the next class. Friday के पहले आपको ये करना होगा. Timing is not going to change. Tuesday 8 to 11, 12, not 11. It may be 11:30, 12. And Friday morning 7:30 to 10, 10:30. That's the timing of the live class. Recordings you can see any time in the software whenever you have time. But live class change नहीं होएगा. Fixed है. उसी time पे होएगा. किसी का request नहीं माना जाएगा. Okay? Again, come, sorry. I'm saying that I have calculated this $93 cost. Whether my calculation is correct or may be wrong. If I have calculated this standard cost for the organization, knowledgeable person for last 30 years, given my life in costing only, cost blood से निकलता है, मैंने ये calculation किया है $93. For the product of the company, the standard cost will be $93. Whether this calculation is correct or it may be wrong. Whether this calculation is correct or it may be wrong. I am asking all of you. Whether this calculation is correct or it may be wrong. If you are thinking it is correct, write C. If you are thinking the calculation may be wrong, write W. In the chat, write C or write W. So that you just need to type C or W. Those who are not engaging in the chat, those who will not engage in the class, they will never understand. If you just sit idle and sing Parvachan, that Ram Sukdaji Parvachan is going on, you will not understand. You need to involve yourself. Evolve in the class. So Manjunath is saying C. Curious Buddy is saying C. But Pankaj Kumar Ray is saying W. Acha. Others, everyone. Waiting for some more students' reply. W. Mr. Braganja is saying W. Silvio Braganja. Chetan Agarwal is saying W. Vaidehi Vaidya is saying C. Correct. Muhammad Hasibuddin saying good evening, sir. Sir, मैं ये नहीं पूछ रहा, sir. There is no good evening morning. WWCW. Now wait. Anyone who is saying W, that means my calculation may be wrong. Why? Can you give any one reason? Can you chat in the chat box any one reason why this 93 may be wrong? Why this 93 may be wrong? Anybody who is saying W, anyone. Why you are thinking that the calculation by Prakash Saraf for an organization, the standard cost $93 per unit may be wrong? Why you are thinking? Any reason for your W? Okay, it is an estimation. The estimation cannot be 100% correct. because we can never become God. है ना? Okay. Any other reason? One student is saying that it is an estimation. For that reason, it may not be correct. It may be wrong. Any other reason? Any other reason? Just one more reason. Anybody who said W? Who said wrong? I mean to say that when I talk about my costing, my classes, then I said that I am assuming there will be 1,000 students. How can I say that on the beginning of the year there will be 1,000 students? There may be actual number of students greater than 1,000, less than 1,000. We are assuming here the labor rate will be $3 per hour, $5 per hour. Material will be $4. Who said that the material will be available at this price? Maybe the labor rate material may not be at this price. It is based on my past experience, looking at the organization, based on the future scenario. You can say indirectly whatever Swayam said, estimation. That is one reason. The another reason, there may be abnormal factors. There may be machine breakdown, power failure, this, that, any accident happened for which I am not ready, I don't forecasted. There may be that. There are different kind of person on this earth. Optimistic, pessimistic, and most likely. Optimistic person will think that everything will be perfect. Optimistic person will think that material wastage will not be there, labor idle time will not be there, any problem will not be there. Pessimistic person will think that everything will be a problem. Material wastage will be huge, labor idle time will be huge and all that. बहुत कुछ हो सकता है ना. हर इंसान एक जैसा नहीं होता. Not that an optimistic person is a good person and pessimistic is a bad person. It's a feeling. It's a notion. It's an understanding. There is an estimation error. There is abnormal problems, or there may be the attitude problem. Optimistic, pessimistic, most likely. So standard cost, आप अगर cost forecast कर रहे हैं, it cannot be 100% correct. You cannot become God. I'm not saying that based on 93, the organization cannot set the target, cannot set the sale price and all that, but it may be wrong. Then we should not set a standard cost. If we don't set a standard cost, how we will run our business? How I will offer my classes? How I will be able to control my cost? How I will be able to decide about companies? I cannot do anything. मेरे को standard लेना तो पड़ेगा ही बाहर. भाई लेना पड़ेगा, कोई option नहीं. For that reason, we are saying that there are different types of standards in whole life. If I will say anybody ever studied costing in life, maybe in BCom or anywhere, आपने ये सब पढ़ा होगा. लेकिन आप एक बात सोचिए, आप ये सब याद करते थे, लर्न करते थे, और आप सोचते थे, अभी भी एग्जाम में पीएम में जाने के टाइम पे स्टूडेंट लर्न करके जाता है. If they are learning these definitions or reasons of standard type of cost, you cannot remember never in life. Just after the class, you will forget. I am making this all as a story, as an understanding of a logic. Why there are different types of standards? Because of abnormality, because of different expectation, because of optimistic, pessimistic, different types of person. इसीलिए अलग-अलग तरह का standards होता है. टेक्निकल टर्म्स में सभी किताबों में लिखा हुआ है, देयर आर डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ स्टैंडर्ड्स. वी आर सेइंग देयर आर 4 टाइप्स ऑफ स्टैंडर्ड्स: अटेनेबल स्टैंडर्ड, बेसिक स्टैंडर्ड, करंट स्टैंडर्ड, आइडियल स्टैंडर्ड्स. देयर आर 4 टाइप्स ऑफ स्टैंडर्ड्स: अटेनेबल स्टैंडर्ड, बेसिक स्टैंडर्ड्स, करंट स्टैंडर्ड्स एंड आइडियल स्टैंडर्ड्स. अटेनेबल स्टैंडर्ड्स means we are forecasting there will be some wastage of material, normal. Out of 1 kg, outcome will be 800 grams only. There will be some fatigue, some idle time, something will be there. There is based on current scenario, future scenario, we are making a forecast for normal wastage, normal idle time and all that. We are making a forecast based on the standard which we can achieve. I always say this attainable standard like this. which is illogical. Suppose I am teaching in the class for 3 hours, because I generally take the classes for 3 hours. What do you believe? That you can focus in the class for 3 hours fully without a single second deviation? Can you focus in the class? I don't think so. Never. Maybe you are one of the best student. Why? Because in your mind, so many things are running. If you are working somewhere, this responsibility, that. If you are in the family, something. दिमाग है ना, इधर उधर जाते रहता है. If I am teaching in the class, maybe I am saying something, but still my mind is going with somewhere. कुछ ना कुछ मैं सोच रहा हूं. Not the entire 3 hours. 10-15 minutes मेरे साथ भी होता है. यानी कि it is impossible that anything you can do with 100% devotion continuously for 2-3 hours. ऐसा नहीं हो सकता. Impossible है ये. Similarly, हम लोग अटेनेबल स्टैंडर्ड्स में बात कर रहे हैं. जब कोई काम करेंगे, there will be some wastage, some idle time, some normal losses will be there. You will set a target which is achievable. The standards are set considering current conditions, considering wastages and all that. Attainable standards based upon efficient but not perfect operating condition. Includes allowance for normal wastage, realistic allowances, fatigue, machine breakdown. May motivate employees to achieve a realistic. अगर मैंने बोला कि 3 घंटे में आपको 2 hours 40 minutes तो ध्यान देना ही चाहिए. So if you are able to focus 2 hours 40 minutes, 2 hours 45 minutes, fantastic. You are doing better than what? If we are saying that with 1 kg wheat, 800 grams of flour should be coming, but we are getting 820 grams. Fantastic. That means this type of standard motivate employees to do better. Most frequently encountered type. Normally, सब लोग standard, attainable standard ही set करते हैं. It is not perfect कि इससे अलग नहीं होएगा. But most of the organization in the world, when they set the standard, they set the standard as attainable standards. There is another standard, basic standard, which is for a very long period, 3 year, 4 year, 5 year, don't change. For a long period, it remains same. बोलेगा 4 साल पहले material labor rate will be for current year standard. It's not logical. Then why this standard is prepared? To see the fluctuation, to see the trend. Suppose 4 years back, the internet cost was 100. And now after 4 years, the internet cost is 120. So 100 to 120 is 20% more. My standard is still 100 because 4 years back, basic standards, long back standards, for a long term same. But if prices are 120, then I'm able to see there is inflation, there is increase in prices by 20%. So basic standards is always set just for one reason, to see the trend in the prices, to see the inflation in the prices. Organization agar long term tak standard is fixing, then they want to analyze the effect of inflation in the prices. Long term standard which remain unchanged over a period of years. Sole use is to show the trend. Standard may demotivate because you are setting a very easy target. And that easy target you will be able to achieve without any efforts. 4 साल पहले अगर आपको कोई काम करने में 2 घंटे लगते थे, still you say you will take 2 hours. You are doing the same thing for 4 years. Why you will take 2 hours, man? You will be able to do in 1.5 hours. You will be able to do in 1 point, but you are not changing your standard. So it is demotivating. It will not motivate the employees to do better. So normally basic standards should not be set if it is set just for inflation understanding. Current standards. Suppose we are in the corona time. Don't see this. See my face, what I am saying. Suppose we are in the corona time. Can we say corona time is normal as other times? Never. हर बिजनेस में, हर इंडस्ट्री में कभी ना कभी abnormal things happen. For that abnormal period, they set the standard based on the current situation. That is not a normal standard, not an attainable standard. That is current standard. The current standard is set for an abnormal period. The abnormality may be for any reason. Suppose in India, there will be some election. Because of the election, there will be adverse effect or good effect on a particular industry. For that abnormal period, they are changing their standard, they are setting their standards. That is called current standards. For abnormal periods, ideal standards. I will say that in 3 hours, you will be able to focus for full 3 hours. No wastage, no idle time, everything fit. This ideal standard is very good. I will say that every student in my class will score 95 plus. सब लोग वर्ल्ड रैंक कभी हो सकता है यार. So in this standard, we are setting a target which is very high, practically which is impossible to achieve. So when the actual outcome will arise, it will be always bad than the standard. So you will work hard and still you are not getting your target achieved, you will be demotivated. आपने वैसा टारगेट सेट किया ही क्यों? मान लीजिए क्लास में कोई स्टूडेंट है, हरदम जीवन में पास हुए हैं, अभी तो वो पास का स्टैंडर्ड बनाएगा ना. दैट स्टूडेंट कैन नॉट मेक अ स्टैंडर्ड ऑफ वर्ल्ड रैंक. And if we make a standard of world rank, he will pass only, he or she, then he will be demotivated. अच्छा नहीं लगेगा. So ideal standards is very good, very ideal, very, I mean to say, upper level, without considering any wastages and all that. But that is not possible to achieve. It will demotivate efficient employees. You are doing your best, still you are not getting the target achieved. आपको कौन सा स्टैंडर्ड सेट करना है कोई नहीं बोल रहा है. Because we are studying management accounting. For management accounting, there is no rule in the world. Management accounting का कोई नियम कानून नहीं होता, कोई लॉ नहीं है, कोई IFRS नहीं है, कोई अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड नहीं है, कोई कंपनी लॉ नहीं है. आपकी मर्जी आपको क्या स्टैंडर्ड सेट करना है. कॉस्टिंग सब्जेक्ट इज ओपन एंडेड. कॉस्टिंग सब्जेक्ट मैनेजमेंट अकाउंटिंग इज इंटरनल. एक्सटर्नल किसी को नहीं बताना है, दुनिया को बताने की जरूरत नहीं है. मैंने आपको बोला मेरा कॉस्ट क्या है, वो अलग बात है, लेकिन आप यू आर नॉट लाइबल टू स्पीक अबाउट योर कॉस्ट पार्ट टू एनीबडी इन द वर्ल्ड. किसी को नहीं बोलने की जरूरत है. तो आपको अपना स्टैंडर्ड अटेनेबल बनाना है, बेसिक और व्हाट डू यू से करंट और आइडियल, आपकी मर्जी है. नोबडी कैन फोर्स यू. द वे यू लाइक यू मेक योर स्टैंडर्ड्स, बट स्टैंडर्ड कैन नेवर बी 100% perfect because of abnormal reasons, because of estimation, because of different types of attitude of the persons. Those different types of factors make the standards as attainable or basic or current or ideal standards. इसके ऊपर क्वेश्चन आता है, कोई न्यूमेरिकल्स नहीं आ सकता. व्हाट न्यूमेरिकल? They will be saying 1 or 2, 3, 4 lines. They will be telling which standard is this, or they are saying explanation. I mean to say, which explanation is relating to basic standard, which is attainable. You just need to understand what they are saying in the language. The question come in CMA, ACCA, both. In CIMA also. If somebody is from CIMA going to give objective type question exam for P2, it will come for them also. It come in CE also. It comes in CMA Inter also, CMA Final also. सारे student बैठ सकते हैं. Those students who are studying commerce in any course can do these classes. There is no problem. कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है, सबके सिलेबस में है. Relating to standard costing, variance analysis, we have a separate chapter. We will be discussing that chapter in 4 to 5 class. It takes. वो अभी नहीं, वो हम लोग 1 month के बाद करेंगे. लेकिन अभी for the time being, when we are saying cost, and if we don't know the cost, we can't do accounting, we can't calculate profit, we can't do cost control, we can't do performance, we can't do pricing, we can't do nothing. So हमें cost तो पता लगाना पड़ेगा. That cost is standard cost. Standard cost के बारे में, this is basic introduction. What is standard cost? Why we need to know standard cost? What are the different types of standard cost? That was my objective to cover. और आगे standard cost के बारे में नहीं जा रहे, और आगे बाद में. For the time being, anybody has anything to ask relating to standard cost? Vinay ji is saying that since you are calculating standard cost, it is correct. It is correct in my point of view. Maybe you have a different opinion. You will say 93 के बदले it should be 94, 92. वो तो हो ही सकता है ना. करेक्ट आप भी है, मैं भी हूं. ओपिनियन दोनों का अलग है, सोचने का तरीका अलग है, फोरकास्टिंग अलग है, टेक्निक अलग है. हो सकता है ना यार. For the time being, any doubt, any question from anybody relating to what is standard cost, the types of standard cost? Moving forward. Somebody was asking, sir, standard and budget are same or not? If you go in the dictionary meaning, then efficient versus attainable will be different. But in our discussion here, if I will say that we should study this first topic in 3 hours, and we completed the topic in 3 hours, can we say that we are efficient? This topic, first topic, which is revision of management accounting, if I will say that we should be completing this topic in 3 hours, and we have completed the topic actually in 3 hours, can we say that we are efficient? Vinay? If you say that, yes, because we need to study in 3 hours, we have completed in 3 hours. But suppose Swayam will say that we should study this topic in 2 hours only, and he has completed the topic in 2 hours. We are also efficient in our term. He is also efficient in his own term. So when whatever target we have set and we achieve that target, then it is called attained. Whatever efficiency target you have set, if you achieve that target, then it is called attained. So efficiency is something which you want to achieve. You need to produce this product in this much material, this much hour, this much resources. And you able to do that work in that much resources only, then it is called attained. So if we are setting an attainable standard, that means we are setting based on a particular efficiency. And based on that efficiency, if we work and we able to achieve that, then it is become attainable. That is, you can say difference. But मैं यहाँ पर इन दोनों को differentiate करने की बदले माने in place of differentiating this, I want to say that the attainable will be related with the efficiency. You will be setting the target for material, labor, overheads, or any expenditure based on the efficiency of staff, of machine, of the resources, of the system. And based on that efficiency, when you achieve that, that is called attained. And you always want to attain that. Your motivation is always to attain that. For that reason, it is called attainable standards. Okay? Anything else? Anybody? आगे बढ़ते हैं. Budget. Whenever we are preparing budget, I am replying to that person who asked that, is there any difference between standard and budget? Now is the time where I can reply. Whenever we are preparing budget, budget का मतलब ही होता है dictionary meaning forecast. Suppose this is March 2024 ending, year ending for Saraf Academy. I will prepare a budget or forecast for 24-25. 1st April 24 to 31st March 2025. You will say, sir, standard भी तो वही है. When we say standard, actually, when we study further, standard is calculated in the beginning also, and standard is calculated at the end of the year also. At the beginning of the year, you are doing a forecast. That is actually a budget. That is not a standard. But at the end of the year, based on the actual outcome, what should have been the cost? मैंने estimate किया 24-25 के लिए number of students 1500. I forecasted 1st April 24 to 31st March 25. I am forecasting in Saraf Academy. I will be teaching 1500 students. I am preparing a budget. I am preparing a forecast for 1500 students. What will be my cost? What will be my revenue? What will be my income? Now 31st March 2025 has come. एक साल बीत गया. The number of students are 1200 only, not 1500. So for 1200 students, what should have been the revenue? What should have been the cost? Based on the actual outcome, what should have been the expenditures, revenue, and all that? That is called standard. But for 1200, I never calculate budget. Budget I will estimate today only. You can say that budget and standard are same when you were forecasting at the beginning. But at the end of the year, when you calculate what should have been the cost based on your actual outcome, that is still standard, but that is not budget. That is also called in technical language flexed budgets. Flexed budgets means at the end of the period, for the actual outcome, what should have been the cost. When we calculate flexed budgets or standard at the end of the period, that is very correct. Because अगर अभी मैं सोच रहा हूं there will be 1500 student, it's a forecast. The forecast may be wrong. But if I will be calculating at the end of 25 March, when the number of students are 1200 actually, it is not a forecast. For 1200 based on my entire year estimate, what should have been my cost? What should have been my revenue? I can calculate very correct. I can calculate with accuracy. So flexed budget or standard cost at the end of the year is not wrong. It is correct. But when you forecast, when you prepare budget for the coming period, that may be wrong. That may have an effect. जब मैंने ऊपर डिस्कशन किया स्टैंडर्ड, दैट इज अटेनेबल स्टैंडर्ड, तो आपको ऐसा लगा होगा कि आई एम फोरकास्टिंग फॉर फ्यूचर. देयर I was telling that only. But the standard is not only forecasted at the beginning of the period. Standard is calculated at the end of the period also. At the end of the period, based on the actual outcome, what should have been the cost? What should have been the revenue? That is never wrong. Today, I forecast 1500. But on March 25, when I know that there are 1200, what should be the revenue of 1200 students? How many ACCA, how many CIMA, how many CPA, I can know. For 1200 students, what should have been my GST, what should have been my cost, I can very well know. So when at the end of the year, when I will calculate cost, income, and what is my actual income, and I will do a meaningful comparison, the standard is there for comparison, performance evaluation. What should be the outcome? What is the actual outcome? What is the difference? What is the variance? That variance we will study after 10 classes. In the, you can say around mid of April, we are in mid of March. After 8 to 10 classes, I will start standard costing variance analysis. वहां पर हम लोग बात करेंगे, लेकिन थोड़ा थोड़ा यहाँ जरूरत है. There are, we can say 3 types of budgets. One is fixed budget. You are forecasting your budget for one single level of activity. Suppose I am forecasting my budget for 1500 students. Flexible budget means I am forecasting the number of students, maybe 1200, maybe 1500, maybe 1000, maybe 800. I am preparing forecast or budget for all the 4 different levels. If you prepare the budget or forecast for one single activity level, it is called fixed budget. If you prepare the forecast or budget for more than one activity levels, all the possible activity levels, it is called flexible budget. But both are prepared in advance. The flexed budget will be prepared at the end of the period, at the end of the month, end of the quarter, end of the year. Based on the actual outcome, what should have been the cost? What should have been the revenue? You can say flexible budget. Flexed budget can be called as a standard also. आप इसको स्टैंडर्ड भी बोल सकते हैं, लेकिन फिक्स्ड एंड फ्लेक्सिबल बजट को आप स्टैंडर्ड नहीं बोल सकते. In dictionary meaning, you may find standard and budget are same. But in the costing, management, accounting, technical language, they are not same. It is written, the fixed budget is a budget which is prepared at the beginning of the period for a single activity level. But the flexible budget is also prepared at the beginning of the period, but for a different levels. 1000 student, 12. You will say, sir, again and again you are saying one. Sir, मैं अपना एग्जाम्पल ले रहा हूं, आप अपनी कंपनी का एग्जाम्पल लीजिए, बट अलग अलग पॉसिबिलिटी के बेसिस पे. It requires the analysis of cost, because when the 1200, 1500, 1900 student will be there, then the fixed cost will remain same. The rent of this place, the electricity will remain same. But the GST, the per student, the kharcha, the software expenditure will be different. So for preparing the budgets at different activity levels, we need to have the knowledge of the fixed cost and the variable cost. At all the levels, fixed cost will remain same, variable cost will be different. 1500 student variable cost, 1200 student variable cost will not be same. You need to have the knowledge of fixed and variable cost. We will discuss. I'm not discussing now. We will discuss. Flexed budget, each prepared at the end. It provides some more meaningful estimate, because when you are at the end of the period, you know that this many student I have taught, then I can estimate at the end of the period, ये 1200 student के लिए what should be the cost, as a result the diversity, complexity of product has increased. तो अब मैं देखने जाऊंगा 1200 में ACCA कितना है, CMA कितना है. I am very much able to see what should be the outcome. Not all the production overheads are driven by level. अगर नंबर ऑफ स्टूडेंट ACCA का ज्यादा है, CMA ज्यादा है, तो क्या इंटरनेट का खर्चा ये सब बढ़ जाएगा क्या? ऐसा नहीं होने वाला है. इट इज नॉट दैट when I will be preparing flexed budget, then also the cost will vary by activity. 1200 के लिए हर खर्चा वैसे चेंज होएगा. बट फिर भी organizations prepare the flexed budget to compare with the actual, to analyze the difference, to analyze where they have done good, bad, so that they can improve their performance going forward. तो ऐसे ही एक एग्जांपल दे दिया कि 10,000 यूनिट्स बनाने का ये सब खर्चा लगेगा. दिस विल बी द सेल प्राइस, दिस विल बी द कॉस्ट. एक्चुअल में हमने 12,000 यूनिट्स बनाकर सेल किया. दिस इज द सेल, दिस इज द कॉस्ट, दिस इज द प्रॉफिट. सो वी आर सेइंग दैट द ओरिजिनल बजट वाज फॉर 10,000. The flexed budget each for 12,000. For 12,000, what should have been the sale? What should have been the value? Not flexible, flexed, standard. And for 12,000 actually is given in the question. The difference between flexed and actually is the good or bad. This we are not studying now. We will study in variance analysis chapter. It is not so simple, but it is just that the application of original budget is required to prepare flexed budget. Standard is required. Standard cannot be prepared without the budget. The original budget is budget that will be used to prepare flexed or standard based on actual outcome. For actual outcome, whatever is the actual results, when you compare the actual results with the standard result, then it is called the difference, the variance, the good or bad. This good or bad will be used in future to improve the performance. अगर bad है तो why it is bad, who is responsible, who is the culprit, if it is good, can it be repeated again, and all that. The flexed budget cannot be prepared when the actual outcome is not there. आप flexed budget 12,000 यूनिट्स पता ही नहीं है तो बनाओगे कहां से? मैं अभी 2025 का flexed budget नहीं बना सकता. जब 25 मार्च में मैं पहुंचूंगा 31 मार्च को, then I can prepare flexed budget for Saraf Academy. कि based on my actual number of student, what should be the sale, what should be the cost, what is the actual sale and cost. ये जो what should be है ये ओरिजिनल से ही आ रहा है. ये $10 ही ले रहे हैं, एक्चुअल सेल प्राइस इज डिफरेंट. मटेरियल $3 ही ले रहे हैं, एक्चुअल मटेरियल प्राइस इज डिफरेंट. But I am comparing with 12,000 and 12,000. I am not comparing 10,000 and 12,000. The comparison between original budget and actual result is meaningless. The comparison between flexed budget and standard with the actual is meaningful. चेतन जी, आप मैनेजमेंट अकाउंटिंग में पढ़े हैं? नहीं पढ़े हैं तो पढ़िए. अगर मैनेजमेंट अकाउंटिंग का एग्जाम नहीं दिए हैं तो आपने ये सब पढ़ा है सर. ठीक है, ये लोग सब तो हो सकता है नहीं पढ़े होंगे, बट आपने स्टडी की है सर. आपके मैनेजमेंट अकाउंटिंग में आपको ये सब पढ़ाया गया है. ठीक है, बट मैं तो ये सोच रहा हूं चेतन को भी नहीं आता, किसी को नहीं आता, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है यार. अपने बेसिक से ही जा रहे हैं. आपको कभी ये टेंशन लेने की जरूरत नहीं है कि सर ने तो बेसिक्स नहीं बताया. सर मैं बताऊंगा सर, क्यों नहीं बताऊंगा. अदरवाइज हाउ आई विल बी एबल टू मेक यू अंडरस्टैंड द कॉन्सेप्ट्स. For today, this is the last portion, because उसके बाद there will be absorption and marginal, which we cannot discuss today. It will be difficult to explain that. It will be going in a different area, which will be taking at a stretch 1.5 to 2 hours. So मैं केवल आज की बात कर रहा हूं, बस ये controllability. Suppose in my organization staff are working. Can my staff control my rental expenditure of this room? Can my staff, anybody who is administrative staff or anybody, can my staff control the electricity of this room? एग्जाम दे दिया, पास भी हो गए, लेकिन नॉलेज कम हो रहा है सर. आपका नहीं, सभी का. एग्जाम पास होना, फेल होना इज नॉट द अल्टीमेट आउटकम इन माई आईज. जब आप पढ़ते हो, आप डाउट रेस करते हो, कैसे पढ़ते हो, जब मैं पूछता हूं बताते हो कि नहीं, आप किस तरह से चीजों को लेते हो, that is more important for me in life. एंड बिलीव मी, आप सभी लोगों को जीवन में पता चलेगा, इंपॉर्टेंट जिंदगी में एग्जाम पास होना फेल होना नहीं है, इंपॉर्टेंट चीजों को समझना, गेटिंग द कॉन्सेप्ट्स क्लैरिटी, दैट इज मोर इंपॉर्टेंट. Getting a degree, getting a pass is not important in life. You will understand slowly and regularly. Gradually सब समझ में आएगा. No problem. What I was asking, what I was saying, कि any of my staff in the office can control my rental expenditure of this room, can control the electricity expenditure of this room. Can they control? Vinay, Chetan, Masi, Ulla. They can't. Nobody need to say this. They can't. So if I will be saying that their performance is not good, Saraf Academy rental expenditure is more, electricity more, they will put danda on my head. Whenever we are evaluating the performance of any person in the organization, in the department, we need to evaluate the performance based on the control given to the staff. Control of the job, control of cost, control of resources, control or authority of that thing. If you have not given the control or authority of that thing to that manager, that person, you can't compare his performance evaluation based on that aspects. It's totally wrong. कभी कभी आपने ऐसा देखा होगा, you are working in an organization and your boss is charging you for something for which you are not responsible, and you are very sad and you are not able to say anything because you need to say yes boss, yes boss. ऐसा होता है, हुआ है क्या ऐसा कभी? Suppose there are two staff fighting in the organization. One of the staff is wrong, but still the boss is saying that why you both are fighting. And the boss is not saying to the person who is actually is the culprit. ऐसा हुआ है? With whom it has happened? Vinay, Masiullah, Vaidehi, Eddie. There are many who joined very late. You cannot understand like this, sir. क्या विनय जी ऐसा कभी हुआ है क्या? कि आपकी गलती नहीं है फिर भी सुनना पड़ रहा है? सभी के साथ होता है यार. कभी स्टूडेंट मेरे को चिल्ला रहा है कि सर आपने अच्छा नहीं पढ़ाया, गलती नहीं है तो भी सुनना पड़ता है. सर आपने मेरा डाउट क्लियर नहीं किया, सर आपने सिलेबस कंप्लीट नहीं किया, सुनना पड़ता है सर. ऐसा होता है, दुनिया है सर. दिस इज वर्ल्ड. But we are saying that if you are a good management accountant, this is the crux of this performance management subject. Controllability of performance management. You can't charge anybody for something for which that person is not given control or authority. If you are doing that, you are very bad management accountant. You are not a correct person. सर मेरे साथ हुआ है सर. एक स्टूडेंट बोलता है सर मैंने डाउट क्लियर नहीं किया सर, दिल को चोट लगती है सर. क्लास में बैठा सारा उसका डाउट खोल खोल कर बताए, प्रूफ है. फिर बाद में कल एग्जाम, आज के दिन उसका 20 डाउट है, सारा वॉइस मैसेज दे देकर क्लियर किया. उसके बाद बोलता है डाउट क्लियर नहीं हुआ. यहां दिल छलनी हो जाता है यार. आई नेवर फाइंड एनी स्टूडेंट आस्क्ड एनीथिंग एंड आई हैव नेवर रिप्लाइड. Maybe slightly late if I'm teaching now. Somebody is asking something. Maybe I will reply tomorrow morning. इंसान है हम भी यार, इतना तो चल सकता है. But if somebody will say that you have not replied my doubts, it is not a question of money or anything. It's a question of prestige. It's a question of my ethical principles. How can I hear this? We are saying here, this entire syllabus of yours, in every chapter you will find this controllability and performance management issues. When we are evaluating the performance, we are evaluating, what do you say, a person, job, responsibility, whether he is controlling that, whether he is doing the job properly or not. It depends upon what control has been given to that staff, what control of resources or authority given to that staff. If the control is not there, we can't evaluate his performance on that basis. That's not allowed, sir. A manager should only be evaluated on the basis of cost, outcome for which control has been given. It is worth emphasizing that the concept of controllability is important area in your PM syllabus and will be revisited in your entire syllabus again and again, again and again, like that. चलते जाएगा, ये कभी खत्म नहीं होएगा. This is a never-ending process of your PM and APM. Performance management, advanced performance management in professional level. मान लीजिए मैं एग्जांपल ले रहा हूं पीएम एपीएम का, डोंट थिंक दैट सीएमए यूएस का एग्जांपल तो ए यार सीएमए यूएस यार एक ही बात है यार। आपके भी चैप्टर में बी सी डी में से सी पार्ट क्या है, परफॉर्मेंस इवैल्यूएशन, सबकी सेम है। I will be solving questions from CME also, from ACCA also. Don't keep in your mind or think in your mind, this is ACCA class, this is CMA class. Anybody in the world doing study for any accounting, business or finance course, whether CFA, whether CMA, whether ACCA, whether CIMA, whether CPA, whether Indian CA, whether Indian CMA or any course, सब जगह ही है, सारे जगह है। Anybody can do this class, there is no problem. And it is very important in every syllabus, because you can manage accounting, business and finance when you can manage the controllability, when you can assign duty, when you can assign control, authority. And based on that, if you do the evaluation, then you are a correct management accountant. Then you are a true person. Then you are a gem of a person. Otherwise, so you are very bad. Otherwise, I am very bad. सो ये तो मैंने कुछ बताया नहीं, अभी कंट्रोलेबिलिटी तो डिस्कस करना होगा ना, करेंगे, अलग से चैप्टर्स आएंगे। फ्रॉम हियर ट्रेडिशनल कॉस्टिंग इट विल टेक 1.5 hours 2 hours to explain, and it is very important also. So from here we will start in the next class. After the class, those who are registered with us, I will share this document, this class slides with you. The recordings are there in YouTube, not required in software. And those who are registered with us, all the notes link, whether you have received or not, Google Drive link I will share with all of you again. For CMA US student, for ACCA student again. जिससे कि next time you can't question that I have not received the material. The next class will be on Friday morning. You will receive the class link separately in the mail by Thursday night. With that link, you will be able to join the live class on Friday morning. That class is not YouTube live. When you click the link, you need to mention your name, your email ID, your phone number, then you will be able to log in the class. The class will be asking you, use your computer audio. You need to click, otherwise you will not be able to hear, and then you will be able to attend that class. The link will be shared with all of you before the class, one day before the class. Friday class, Thursday, Tuesday class, Monday. Tuesday class will always be 8 to 11, 11:30, 12. Friday class always 7:30 to maximum 10:30. Whether you attend the live class or not, it will be there. Recordings will be there with you. You can see the recordings. Whatever the doubts are there, you can always ask. I am available for every time for you. But for technical query or anything, you need to mail. My team members will look for. You cannot message me for a technical purpose. Video nahi chal raha hai, software nahi hai, this, that, all the team is there. But they will be working 10:30 to 6:30, not 12 o'clock in the night. You can message them or you can call them or mail them. उस समय reply नहीं आएगा. From my side for today, it's over. If anybody has anything to ask, you can ask. Otherwise, we will be leaving in 5-7 minutes. Sir, Masiullah, why you ask the same thing 10 times here? Just now I said that this class is YouTube live, so this will be available in YouTube freely. It will be there in the software also tomorrow, but this will be freely available on YouTube just after the class because it is YouTube live, sir. You go in my YouTube channel, you go in the live class section, you will find this recording automatically available, sir. It is already there on YouTube, sir. It is a free class for all over the world. Anybody could attend this class. Yeah, Masiullah ji. Your material for Hawk material, you will be getting either Thursday evening or Friday. Okay. Let everybody make the payment for Hawk material by Thursday, then we will order. Because they say that, sir, bar bar alag alag mat boliye. Sir, give in one time only, in one go. For that reason, sir. Everybody has their criteria. We need to follow their criteria. क्या सर? Anybody has anything to say, anything to ask? As section 3 is the theory. Who said that it is theory? Theory, numerical, both. So which type of question will come? As it is theory, do we need to learn the dimensions? If you can learn anything as definition, I will give you reward. For one subject, I will teach you free. Suppose in the theory, they are asking different types of standards. Can you remember the word by word, comma by comma, what is attainable standards? Nobody can. I don't think so. No definition, nothing. In your own language, you need to explain. They are not going to ask question like this. But there is no difference between theory and numericals. Whatever the topics are there, we are studying the two things together. And in part C, when I shown, चेतन जी आप यहीं थे, उसमें न्यूमेरिकल और थ्योरी दोनों था, खाली थ्योरी नहीं होता. पार्ट सी में न्यूमेरिकल्स कैलकुलेशन भी है, दोनों है. I don't differentiate between theory and numericals. If my understanding is there, I can do the calculation also, I can write theory also. But if I want to mug up without understanding the concepts, then in that case, दोनों ही नहीं होने वाला है. Both will not be possible. So no mug up, no definition learning and all that. कोई फायदा नहीं. मेरे को तो कोई डिफिनीशन नहीं याद है, और वैसे भी कॉस्टिंग का कोई डिफिनीशन होता नहीं. इट इज नॉट एज पर लॉ, इट्स ओपन एंडेड थिंग, सो नो डिफिनीशन. और बोलिए चेतन जी, बोलिए सर. मासीउल्ला, मंजुनाथ, विनय, वैदेही, एडी, स्वयं, ऑनिया, whoever is there, tell me. Okay, leaving for today. All the very best to all of you for your journey of ACCA, whether through Saraf Academy, whether through anybody else, whether on yourself, whatever may be the case. You need to grow, you need to give exam, you need to pass, you need to grow in your career. There should not be any question, I will not be giving exam anytime in life. Done for today, sir. Because और जो नया चीज है वो 5-7 मिनट में होएगा नहीं, उसके लिए एक साथ 1.5 hour चाहिए. For that reason. Okay. Good night. Thank you to all of you. Study hard. Take care.